Yeah. Welcome to Joe's Atmosfere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
All right, welcome aboard, boys and girls, tonight to State of the Atmosphere. It's good to have you guys aboard. Tonight, we're going to look at some different things. First of all, Japan is mad at Barbenheimer. Apparently, the craze where the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer were slammed together in memes didn't sit well over in the Asian country. We'll talk about that. Plus, we get to look at it's the first week of the month, so we get to look at all the August movies coming out. And if we've got time, we'll get back to the IGN top 100 video games of all time. All that and more tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you guys this evening. And as usual, I've got my regular crew of maniacs. First off, Matt from Small Time Republic is in tonight. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Doing good. Glad to be here. I'm liking the Macho Man shirt.
You gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
my favorite color,
my favorite
orange,
colors.
and it's got my favorite freaking wrestler of all time, the cream of the crop. Oh yeah, the Macho Man. That's right. The cream always rises to the top. That's right. And also along is another wrestling fan, John Das Wolfen. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Course,
I would actually call
he's
us
more
reprobates.
he's more into the kaijus wrestling each other, man. Kong and Godzilla going at it, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but I'd call us reprobates, not
there you go.
maniacs.
Maniacs? I don't know. Animaniacs, maybe? No, we're not animated. Okay. And of course, Knock is aboard. What's going on, Big Daddy? How are you?
Not much. I'm more into the mud wrestling myself. That's
there you go. That's some good wrestling right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can we still have preferences? I'm not sure.
I believe you can. I believe you can. A guy that's going to keep those preferences alive. A guy I like to call the woke terrorist. Jed is also on board tonight.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
He brings the D-Gen on, so we have everybody on the panel now.
Man, I thought about you earlier this week. Did you see that Furry story about the guy that spent like 14 G's on a friggin' collie outfit?
No,
oh my God. You've been out of it apparently. Yeah. I haven't seen or heard from you, but it's good to see you, man. Good to see you and have you along. We got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. Let's see. Ariel is, of course, the first one in. She says, hello, Daddy Coffee Joe. And she said, well, I don't think the atom bombs set well with the Asian countries over there. Yeah, no doubt. Group of mischiefs. There you go. Nah, I like John Cena is what she's trying to say. Hey, there's nothing wrong with John Cena, man. John Cena. I tell you, one of the funniest prank calls I've ever heard is one that a radio DJ did.
That John Cena one, yeah.
That John Cena one where the chick couldn't stand wrestling and her husband knew it and had the radio station prank him. pranker? Oh my god,
Oh.
it's
Come in
freaking
sometime.
hilarious, man.
It's WrestleMania.
Oh
Come
man,
get your tickets now. Oh,
it was
Good
crazy.
Stop calling me.
It
Yeah.
legit makes your sides hurt.
It
Yeah,
does.
I do,
It's
dude.
so damn funny. My
It's
god.
funny as hell.
Yeah, hang on, John. John actually pulled it up, man. Here you go. Look at that, dude. This guy spent. Well, one article says like 15 G's, and another one said 20, didn't it, John?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
that's a guy in a suit, man.
It's got
And
to be
if-
hot in there.
Come on, that's
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
Okay, I'm gonna say this
No,
because
the 5G was for the neutering. That was a different operation.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
By
after.
the way, he's Japanese. I don't think they have any right to say anything about Barbenheimer if they're pulling this stuff. So
Wait, especially with that new anime that just came out a little bit ago, where the guy falls in love with this chick, and then he gets killed, and then he becomes the girl's dog,
Oh no.
reincarnates as her dog, and then
Wasn't that a Tim
Oh
Allen movie?
no.
it goes downhill from there. Like,
What are we gonna do?
Weirdness has existed in Japanese popular culture for the past 70, 80 years. It's because
Yeah.
of Oppenheimer.
yeah.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into that. But let's see. Real Wade Nation's in the house as well. He says he's at work. Yeah, I've got this article here, and now if you don't know what Barbenheimer is, guys, I mean, I had to look it up because I was like, "What in the hell are
It's
they
just a
talking about?"
combination of the two movies.
It's combination of the two movies, memes and stuff that people have put up for this stuff, and this article from NDTV said, "Do they know how many died? Barbenheimer memes spark outrage in Japan." One film is about a wildly popular children's doll, and the other is a biopic about J. Robert Oppenheimer, one of the creators of the atomic weapons. And it's stuff like this. I've got some of the tweets. We'll show you here in a second. Let's see. Matter of fact, I think I have them up right here. Yeah, there you go. Now that I've seen Barbenheimer, I highly recommend watching Barbie first, then Oppenheimer. I mean, you've got the nuclear explosion behind these two singing, right? And then you got this one, right?
Mhm.
Friggin' Oppenheimer holding her up on her shoulder while the bomb's going off, right?
And you have the Barbie account replying to all these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
what makes
that's
it
the
even
bad thing.
worse.
That's the bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing they got mad about, really. The Barbie account's saying something about all of them. This is Ken. This Ken is a stylist. It says, and she's her hairstyle.
And
mushroom cloud.
here's my take on this.
my
I
gosh.
don't think the Barbie movie understand whoever's running that. They don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand the memes.
Right.
And they're-
These people probably never look at Twitter. Probably don't
Yeah.
know anything about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But anyway, the article goes on. Tokyo internet memes referencing the films Barbie and Oppenheimer have sparked anger online in Japan, the only country to ever have been attacked in wartime with nuclear weapons. One film is about a wildly, well, I've just read that. Memes shared on social media combined images from both, and with one showing a cheering Barbie on the shoulders of Oppenheimer against the backdrop of an apocalyptic blast. Do they know how many people died when the mushroom cloud appeared? Don't have fun with the atomic bomb, said one irate Japanese social media user using the hashtag rented lips, no Barbenheimer. Around 140,000 people died in Hiroshima, 74,000 in Nagasaki when the United States dropped atomic bombs on the two Japanese cities. Days before the end of World War II. Well, they ended World War II is what they did.
The sequel didn't do
Yeah.
as well as the original.
No, the sequel didn't do as well as the original. There was a definite drop off there. Yeah. Almost half, it looks like.
If they
but
had just
anyway-
waited 3 more days, the war would have been over. It's crazy.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
They
This is one of the most debated things ever. You've got some people that say that they were going to give up. We didn't need to do it, and you've got others that say that they'd have fought to the last man, and
They would have.
They would have.
Yeah,
And
and
anybody that knows
I mean-
anything about the Japanese culture knows they would have done it. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody
That
heard of a
mom is the thing
kamikaze?
that-
They don't
yeah.
care. They will throw
Yeah.
their body on the line. They're that next to radical is Islam. There may be no greater loss of life than the person behind it. You know what I mean? Than the Japanese guys. So, but and they referenced that in Oppenheimer too, by the way, which I was happy to see.
So they found a Japanese soldier in Guam in
Mhm.
1972 that had been in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think he ever knew the war was over until then.
Oh my God,
It's crazy.
that's
Yep.
1972.
Yep.
Jesus.
1972, guys. That's 17 years. That's
But
crazy.
Nam was
27.
going on by then.
No, that's 27 years. Yeah.
So
My
he
math
goes
is off
from
there.
one war to
What?
another.
Did he not have Twitter? I don't understand.
basically.
Just look it up, bro. Like what?
Right? What the hell?
No
You
watch.
know that it's
Anyway.
funny because the question on the headline is, did they know how many people died?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No, apparently not.
no kids these days know anything about that.
They don't
There
know
was a
anything.
war.
Yeah, they don't.
What? Dude?
Right. But this is what happened over it. Warner Brothers apologizes for controversial Barbenheimer tweets after backlash from WB Japan. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they apologized. Their statement was, let's see. I mean, I showed you the tweets already. We consider it extremely regrettable that the official account of the American headquarters of the movie Barbie reached out to the social media postings of Barbenheimer fans. The post read, "We take this situation very seriously. We are asking the U.S. headquarters to take appropriate action. We apologize to those who were offended by this series of inconsiderate reactions." And this was put in Japanese to the Japanese public there. Wow. I mean, yeah, they kind of stepped on it there. They shouldn't even have responded to these tweets at all. And who was it that got these tweets? Yeah, that Ryan Kennel put this up. He said, "I don't think Japan understands that most Americans probably find this funny as fuck." They retaliate with little Osama bin Laden, right? And then the 9/11 Mattel thing. This Barbie is the moment.
Yeah. Like I don't think
Jeez.
that makes as many Americans mad as the Japanese
No,
person that created that wish it would.
no. They're look. If you
Well,
know,
because we know what happened actually back then that we can't talk about on YouTube. But
yeah. hmm
yeah.
No, the thing is this: if you know anything about the Japanese culture, and the little bit I know about it is from watching wrestling.
Mhm.
They're a very on the outside in public. They're a conservative bunch. Okay, yeah, I hear you giggling, Matt. You know where I'm going with this.
Whoa. Very
In public,
conservative.
they are a conservative bunch. They're very humble. They're very they consider everyone around them, stuff like that. That's why you saw them wearing masks when they were having when they had health issues. I mean, for a long time. I mean, I've been seeing it since the 90s in that culture. You know what I mean? It's
Uh-huh.
considered offensive if you don't wear it while you're sick. You know what I mean? To try and protect your fellow man, basically.
Well, I thought they were wearing it because of the smog coming down from China.
That could have been it too. I mean,
Nah.
but they've been. What my whole thing is, they've been wearing masks way before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
with sicknesses and stuff like that. But if you watch, for instance, New Japan Wrestling live from Japan, there is not a sound made during a wrestling match. You can hear everything that's going on in the ring. They don't do a thing. They applaud after the match is over with.
Yeah,
they make
and they did
approval
apply.
afterwards. They don't say a word during the
And
match.
baseball, when they play baseball over there,
Mhm.
whenever somebody gets a hit, there's a little bit of claps, but they're not that loud. Like especially if it's a home run, it's not that loud over there. Not like how it is here when everybody just goes fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm not surprised they got offended by Warner Brothers.
Well, and when Hogan wrestled
responded
over
to this
there,
tweet.
he put on a very well, at least one of his matches. I'm sure there were more than one, but he had at least one that was like very technically proficient, and that's because that's what they like over there.
Yeah.
Like
They love
he
it.
was putting
Mhm.
holds on people, and
Well, not to
know.
get too far off into the weeds here, but a lot of guys go to Japan to hone their craft because they are such great technical wrestlers over
Well,
there, and they
that's what
really
Daniel
do.
did,
I
you
mean,
know.
yeah, that's what the American Dragon, right? That's where he gets the nickname from wrestling in Japan. So, but it's like I said, it's not surprising that they got offended by it. Let me say hi to the rest of the chat here. Eclay Thomas is in. I think I saw. Did I see? Yeah. My man Ruben Christopher Hayes is here, and of course Ariel's going crazy. We know that.
She always goes.
She always does. Yeah, Ruben, tentacle corn, no doubt, absolutely.
I love
But,
how you said they're out in public. They're all. But
yes,
then
they
you get
are.
yeah, I know.
You get them
But
behind closed doors, and they are freaks.
they're
That
nuts
is-
because I had some friends from there. Okay,
Mhm,
and I
mhm.
know how they were when it was just in a group of just friends and shit. They were fucking hilarious and they are wild.
Ariel says, don't they only get loud during sumo matches? I've never watched a sumo match. I wouldn't know.
So okay, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So
Eclay Thomas
it depends.
says, so it's the opposite of a movie theater in Harlem. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
that's it.
basically it is.
Especially if there's a horror movie on. Good
Oh,
Lord.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You see it, and if they went to go see Oppenheimer, they're all crying and everything.
And I want to say Scary Movie highlighted that the whole
Oh,
being
yeah.
loud in the theater stuff.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's Ruben saying here? He says maybe I need a Japanese girlfriend. She loved me long time. Yes, I know the movie Full Metal Jacket and Vietnamese. They are all freaks, my kind of women. Yeah. Well, hey man. That whole culture is.
That's the
Well, I
passport.
think it's
Passport
because
bro.
they're so suppressed. You know what I mean? When they are out in public, they're really, really they are dialed down to zero when it comes to
Yeah.
getting
But like
out of
I said,
hand
if
or-
you get them behind closed doors, or when they're in a close group of friends, like at a
Mhm.
karaoke bar or some other shit,
Yeah.
they go nuts. I've experienced it. Okay, because
It's the
down
same
here where I
culture,
live,
guys,
we
where they have restaurants
yeah
where you go in and pay to get insulted.
yeah.
That I
Yeah.
can't
Well,
even.
we have
conceive
those
of it.
too. I mean,
They have maid cafes. They have restaurants where you go and get insulted. They have numerous things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a handful of those, but
Yeah.
not it's not ubiquitous. Usually, if someone
we have some that are like legit like that are
Yeah.
Really?
you go
Do
into
they?
McDonald's or
Yeah,
like,
they're like there's like a warning where they're like at the beginning, where like they're gonna treat you like shit. Like that's their
There-
job.
oh wait,
Wow.
there
You-
is this
you
one
know-
place, yeah, that's called the Karen restaurant where you go in there and they legit fucking abuse the fuck out of you.
Yeah, and you can watch like videos of like people taking like their grandma, and
Yeah,
the grandma's like has no idea.
yeah.
You know, they're like,
God.
yeah, go see your fucking self. You know?
I can't. No,
And the grandma's like, what the what?
Fuck did
what?
you bring
No.
me to?
What did
I
you
couldn't
say?
do it. There's no
And you
damn
got the person
way.
with the kid, you know, all the kids with the camera, you know,
Yeah.
snickering and
Yeah. But we
thing.
were talking before the show, and Matt made a good point. He didn't think that Oppenheimer would be doing near as well as it is without Barbie. I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of people
forever
thought,
linked.
yeah, a lot of people thought that these two movies would counteract each other, but it turns out I should have pulled up an article, but I saw it on Midnight's Edge earlier today. AMC's reporting they're having the best month they've ever had in their history because of these two movies being released at the same time.
Yep.
Said people are coming back to the movie theater in droves to see these things.
And I think a little bit of the Oppenheimer success is the fact that it is, meant to be seen in IMAX, and you do
Mhm.
have and the IMAX tickets are a little more than a regular theater, so
They're about
there's a little
$5
bit of a-
more. Yep.
A little bit of a
Mhm.
bump there, but
Yep.
there's only like, the Nolan talks about how it's ideal to sit in 70 millimeter. There's only like 19 70 millimeter theaters in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and most of those are like in your major metropolitan areas, like
Yep.
L.A., Miami, New York.
Yep.
So I think it's only 30 in the world, but yeah, I think the IMAX stuff is also a factor too. But yeah, I think you've definitely got some scenarios where it's drawing people to the theater that wouldn't have gone if Barbie wasn't also there.
Yeah.
So, what do you think our chances are of a dual box set in the store?
Well,
think
they're
that-
owned by the same.
You think that
Nah.
you think that's a no go now?
No,
With
no.
with
Well,
backlash,
first of all,
we're not gonna
because
get
of
the
this
double-
controversy, right? The other thing is
No.
Nolan's not going to let his stuff get turned pink.
That's
He's
a
just
shame.
not going to do that, man.
I probably will. So I haven't seen either movie yet. So I will probably wait till they're both out in digital, and I will probably do the Barbieheimer.
Barbieheimer, watch them both, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I've seen them both. I enjoyed both of them, and it was funny. I don't know if you guys have seen Az's new video. Freaking, he said they've accidentally made the most based movie of this year because the feminism in it is so over the top that it's laughable. Everybody's laughing at it. You know what I mean?
But it was like
And,
Miss Marvel was accidentally based because
Right?
it was a traditional family.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Let's see. What do we got here? So now we know why that guy got that dog costume. Oh man, that dog costume's too much. Ruben says, "Take a woman to Barbie, get lucky." Yeah, well, hey, that was the whole point of why I went. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, I'm gonna do. I do for my wife. That's what we do as husbands. Sometimes we got to go do these things.
Got to take a bullet. Yep.
Got. I had to take the pink bullet. Hang on.
Well, we'll know that these movies are really linked if Cillian Murphy is in Barbie too. Then we'll know that they're truly linked.
That's the shirt I wore right there, the Ken shirt. I'll never wear it again, but I wore it to the movie. She wanted me to wear it to the movie, so I wore it.
Joe. I got drugged to Barbie when he's like,
yeah, I did.
Let's go.
But I really didn't because I'm a big Ryan Gosling fan, and to his credit, he's the best thing about the fucking movie, and that's all anybody's talking about is him in that movie. I mean, he knocked it out of the park, dude. He didn't pull any punches. He just totally embraced how silly he was, and it was fucking fantastic, man. It really was. It was great.
I like the over the years you've seen different tweets where it has him as the new Black Panther.
Yeah,
that would take the cake.
Yeah, all women are pink inside. Yeah, that's for sure. That you state facts there, Ruben, no doubt. But the Oppenheimer movie, though, man, dude, we went and saw that in IMAX at Scyport in downtown Shreveport, and oh my gosh, man, what a great movie to watch in IMAX, dude. It was really, really good. And you guys haven't seen any of the explosion yet. That stuff that you see in the trailers, that's all his mind. That's none of the friggin' atomic bomb at all. It's good stuff, man. You guys will enjoy it.
I played Nuketown and Call of Duty, so I know what happens.
Yeah, you know exactly what happens, don't you? Anybody that's played Fallout knows what happens, right? But anyway, yeah, I'm not surprised that the Japanese got upset over these. Well, they got upset because Warner Brothers and the Barbie account were actually chiming in and getting in on the party of this, right? And so they had a legitimate gripe. I think they did, but we'll see. We'll see how these two movies end up doing because they're still making money. Both of them are. Good gosh, they're both pretty close to $500,000 already, aren't they? Pretty sure they are. But let's see. What is Ariel talking about? Right there in the theater, huh, Joe? Privateer in the Royal Fox. You were really wearing those pink shirts or cosplaying while you two sat in the back where no one will see you. No, we go to the movies to see movies, chick. We're not teenagers, okay? Nah, we're going to see movies.
Have you seen how expensive movies are?
Right? I'm going to see a damn movie. You know what I mean?
So
anyway.
Barbie's a little bit over 800 million worldwide.
800 already?
Yep.
God,
and Oppenheimer's
man.
434 million worldwide.
Unbelievable.
800 million.
That is
but that
crazy.
434 million's off of it's only a $100 million budget. Which
Yeah.
seems low.
It seems low, but I mean, all of those were practical. There might have been some CGI in there, but a lot of that looked like it was practical sets and stuff that they used in Barbie. It was just, plastic shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, well, any more thoughts on this Barbenheimer craze? How long do you think these things are going to stay in the theater, guys?
A while, I think.
Yeah,
Probably 3 or 4 more weeks.
Yeah.
I did look at Dead Reckoning as well. It's I think it may be due to the international box office, but it's gone up quite a bit to 693 million.
Good.
So
Good for that one, because it kind of that thing got nuked when these two came out. He only had like a little over 2 weeks before this happened to him. Yeah.
So the international audience though is what's
just Matt. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
You said they got nuked.
Yeah. Right.
Sound of Freedom has beat Mission Impossible on domestic box office by a wide margin.
Yeah.
Wide margin, like 8 to 10 million.
Damn.
Oh, I can't remember what movie. Maybe it was just Oppenheimer for another week, but they blocked Mission Impossible from getting IMAX.
Yeah.
Right. What happened was, and that's why he opened it on a Tuesday instead of doing a traditional Friday opening. He wanted to get as many days in IMAX as he could. That being Cruise, he's a producer on these movies too, and Christopher Nolan had an ironclad contract with the IMAX theaters to play his stuff exclusively for 3 weeks. So that's all they're showing on those IMAX theaters.
And it also gave the people promoting Mission Impossible a few more days to promote it before the strike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's another reason. He knew the strike was coming too. He was a smart move. I mean, everybody was going to go see it anyway. I went and saw it in the theater. Like I told you guys, there's like 5 or 6 movies I want to see the entire year, and 3 of them came out in a 2-week period. I had to wait a week to see Oppenheimer because I don't do double features and stuff. We go see one movie every Sunday. You know what I mean? And we took Dallas to go see Dead Reckoning, and that was great. And then we went and saw Barbie, and last Sunday we went and saw Oppenheimer, and it was worth the extra bump in the ticket price to me.
The Marvels won't be in IMAX because Dune 2 has it sewn up for several weeks.
That's the one I was thinking of. I heard that's the one. That's the article I read about was the Dune 2 taking it over. But then that might get pushed back. So who cares?
No, well, they're saying the guy in charge of IMAX says they're not pushing back. The president of IMAX, the IMAX CEO.
Yeah. Said that Marvel's not pushing back on that?
No, that Dune's not going to get pushed back.
Oh, it's not going to get pushed back. I sure hope it doesn't, man. And we were talking about this earlier today. Actually last night, me and Rhonda, when we got back from the gym, we have our own playlist of stuff we watch in the evenings, right? Just depends on what time we sit down to watch TV, because she goes to bed at 10. So if we sit down at 8, then we'll watch Fringe and then an episode of Walking Dead. We're in like the 6th season of Walking Dead now, and we're still in the 1st season of Fringe. And we were talking last night, and I was like, man, these guys are idiots doing this strike right now. I said, look, we can sit here and watch this stuff. We have got tons of stuff we can rewatch, man. You know what I mean? I don't think they understand that. With the advent of streaming and everybody having their own physical media and stuff, I mean, I'm going to be rewatching stuff forever. I'm already rewatching it because most of the stuff they're putting out's crap, So
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of stuff, older stuff that's on Internet Archive, and I watched Night of the Living Dead last night for the first time.
You'd never seen that one?
Never seen it. It basically kicked off the whole.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's
there were
the zombie movie, right?
But
yeah.
it was the predominant one, and what a bleak movie. Wow.
Yeah.
Which version did you watch, Matt? The black and white or the colorized bullshit version?
The black and white one from I think it's from 68.
Yeah. That's the best one.
And you're like, oh, well, at least this character won't die. Oh,
Oh,
or at least
right.
this
And he
one-
gets
nope.
taken out. They can't even
Yeah.
see him, right? He's
Or at
just a
least that one-
silhouette to them.
Yeah.
They don't even go to check on him,
Jeez, it's like, can someone live? Yeah.
right? Nope. Nope.
Yep.
That's not happening. So, but that's what, and we've got so many things. I mean, I've got a list of movies that, I'm a movie lover and I still have never gotten around to seeing, like, the Shawshank Redemption's one of them. I've never seen that movie. I've never sat down and watched it. And I hear it's fantastic. And, I'm going to have to sit down and watch it one of these days,
Clancy Brown.
What's that?
Clancy Brown's great in it. He plays a prison guard.
Okay.
You know him as the voice of everything in cartoons.
Okay. All
Always,
right.
always
Cool.
plays the deep voice.
But yeah, they're idiots for having this friggin' strike right now, man. They really
Especially
are.
like the shit that just has been coming out lately. It's like, you want to get paid for that crap?
You right?
Like, you want us to support you when you've been just spewing out garbage and not even new stuff. Like
Right.
nothing even original, really. Just a bunch of
You're just
rehashes,
retreading a bunch of
nostalgia,
shit
and-
that you didn't even create,
Yeah,
right?
You're not even writing it. You're just kind of like putting your own spin on it. That's not
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah, the studios they were fine with them going on strike now because it let them clear out a bunch of agreements that they don't have to honor now
Yeah.
Right.
because they failed to hold up their end of the contract.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, I agree. This is a great time to catch up on stuff. Like, there's
It
a ton of
is.
shows.
It
I've even gone
is.
back and rewatched some stuff, but I'm catching up on like The Blacklist. Trying to catch up on that. I still got to watch Witcher. I heard the third season's really bad. I still got to finish Secret Invasion. I'm like 3 episodes in now.
Actually,
So,
the
yeah.
only first season of Witcher was.
I did finally watch I had to watch a movie. I wanted to watch a movie the other night, and I ended up watching the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh God, was it good, man? I want to see that flick.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I almost
Pedro
watched
Pascal
Renfield
and
last
Nicolas
night.
Cage, right? Yeah.
I almost watched Renfield last night because I was in a Nick Cage mood. I've been in a Nick Cage mood, and I almost watched it. But then I was like, I've had to house myself lately, or this last week, so I've been wanting to just be loud.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to watch a movie. But yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to play some Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Slow
what I
that
did last
down.
night instead of watching a movie. So I did some Cyberpunk. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
That's very cool, man. But yeah, I'm actually thinking about having watch-along parties on some different stuff. Oh, he'll be back. He's back already. Hang on. He just had a glitch.
It's that
He's back.
bloody mind.
Worry not, Ariel.
I
Worry
gotta
not.
get
back.
a new one. So.
I hear you, bro. Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat real quick. Ariel says, so Joe and Foxy in their youngest years sexed it up in theaters confirmed. Whatever. Goof. The strike is helping Barbie since the actors and writers are not talking. Yeah, there you go.
Good point.
Yep.
It was really good. The black and white Night of the Living Dead. Oh yeah, Ariel. Yeah, it's a classic. No doubt about it. But come on, they need that strike so they can afford that new manure they can spread on their lawns. What's fucked up to me? I'm sitting there watching the finale of Secret Invasion, which sucked, by the way.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the opening credits of it. And I'm like, no wonder these guys are bitching because that's straight up AI at the beginning of that show. That's an AI video, no doubt about it. I've seen
they
it
even
created.
admitted it too.
Yeah, and I'm like, that is just wow. No wonder
the
these guys
intro?
are pissed at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the intro of it.
The
during
intro was
credits.
full on AI.
Yeah, it's crazy. Christian DeLorme says, "Hello, boys. Here's Canadian input to your show. Yeah, it's good to see you, buddy."
So was that Chat GPT that was talking at the beginning? They just gave up and was like,
No,
hey, here, Chat GPT, just come up with our script.
Actually, it's an AI art program.
The art.
It's an AI. Yeah, the art programs, you can make videos like that.
Yeah.
Where it just sits there and melds different artworks together.
Somebody just went
like
in
that.
there, sat down,
Yep.
put what they needed in there, and they ran a chat
And they ran
GPT video thing. So.
Let's see. She's talking about you getting lost. And let's see. I canceled Disney, Netflix, Hulu. I just stopped watching TV. Yeah. Low spec.
You can become
The
a
penguin is
pilot
here.
with me.
Yeah. Yep. The penguin is here. But anyway, I'm actually thinking about doing some watch-alongs because I remember here recently I told you guys. Well, recently it's probably about 6 months ago now. You remember when I told you guys about V? How I thought it was a really great way to teach people what it was like in Nazi Germany, the rise of the Nazi Party.
Whoa, are you talking about V, like the Alien?
V, the original miniseries, dude.
What version? Because there's the 90s and then there's
The original 80s.
I would not even. I would not even discuss the ABC version of it, dude. No.
Okay.
Mark Singer, my friend, Mark Singer.
Yeah,
the
that
Beastmaster
was awesome.
version.
The
Beastmaster version is badass, dude. It really is. If you're a Star Wars fan,
V was awesome.
Yeah, you guys need to watch that show. It is fantastic.
Dude, it had Freddy Krueger in it too, man.
Yep. He was one of the aliens in it.
He was one of the aliens that was a good guy.
I don't even think they had made the first Nightmare on Elm Street when he was in that. But
let me double check though.
Yeah,
and he was one of the popular characters on the show too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've been thinking about introducing guys to stuff like that.
Well, Joe, if you want to do that, I have an idea.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street didn't come out to the year after V did.
Yeah, there you go.
V was 83 and Nightmare on Elm Street was 84.
Yeah, I knew V was my senior year in high school. I remember that very well, man. That I mean, there's so many great moments in that show, man. The first thing that pops into my mind is that one guy that was showing him everything, and they're going to leave, and he's going to get on the shuttle with him, and he's like, "Nah, man, you got to stay here. We need you here." And he's like, "Nah, but they'll kill me." And he's like, "No, everybody's got to do their part, man." I mean, it's really, it makes you think about World War II and the resistance fighters and shit. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome. And what I really love is the opening of it. The first thing you see on the opening of it, it's just a printed thing at the beginning of it. It says, this work is respectfully dedicated to the freedom fighters around the world and throughout history, and it's fucking great, man. If you've never seen it, you need to watch it. I think it's only 2 nights. I think it's 4 hours altogether.
Yeah, I think so.
But it is so fucking fast.
Wait, I think awesome. It was maybe 6.
No, it's only 2 nights.
I can tell you real quick.
It is only 2 nights.
Because I thought it was longer.
Altogether, it's less than 4 hours when you cut the commercials out of it.
No, because we go to the, I won't spoil that, but the huge thing that.
That's in the second episode, man.
2 episodes.
I'm telling you. It's 2 episodes. It is 2 episodes.
So it was 4. Geez,
they did all of that in less than 4 hours. And I know what you're thinking. I thought the same thing for a long time. That was like 3 or 4 days, and it's not. It is 2 episodes, and they pack. And you want to talk about it? Look, you just have to watch it. I could gush about this fucking show forever. I really could.
There's a huge plot point you don't want to give away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I used to think that the It miniseries was like a bunch of episodes, but it was only like 2.
It's only 2.
They used to make them short like that, or relatively short.
Now, The Stand, it was 4 nights, I think. That one was
so.
4. It was either 3 or 4. But and that one was good, too. It was a lot better than that CBS piece of crap they put on Paramount when they first started. Was it CBS All Access then, or was it Paramount? I think it was CBS All Access. Was when that
the year after in '84 they had V came out with V the series. It was like 19 episodes,
which was okay,
Yeah.
And then they wrapped it. One thing they did do that I liked was they wrapped it with V the Final Battle. They did another miniseries.
Yeah. Okay. Was that what I was thinking about? Because I knew it was longer than just 2 episodes.
I don't remember V the miniseries. I remember what happened, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I remember what happened. But it was called V the Final Battle, and
was that the part I was thinking about where they had the one that I remember when I was a kid? There was something that happened, and it blew everybody's mind.
Yeah, well, that's probably it. That's probably it. But man, you talk about practical effects, and it came out in '83, which was the year of Return of the Jedi, right? So the special effects it had in it, right? It's the computer tracking of models. It's not really CGI yet, but so well done, man. I mean, just fantastic movie. The characters were fantastic in it. Mark Singer, it's the best thing he did in his career, if you ask me, was
Except
V.
for Beastmaster.
The-
Beastmaster's
Well, I mean, Beastmaster's cool, but dude, V is one of the greatest shows. And if you ever want to teach a kid what it was like in Nazi Germany at the rise of the Nazi Party, show them V.
yeah, and they even talked.
But-
They even talked about it in the show
Mhm.
because of that
They did,
one couple.
yeah, because
Yeah.
of there's one character is an old Jewish man who's the grandfather of a family, and he's telling them, "Hey, I've seen this before."
And
You
he
know?
goes because that one kid
Yep.
came up to him with the invaders.
Mhm.
They came down. And
Yeah,
had
they're
a
making
toy.
they're spray painting faces on him and stuff, and he's like,
they made
and he just
toy-
shows them the V, right, just
Yeah.
like they did during World War II for
Yeah.
victory. You understand? Go tell your friends.
And
Yeah,
didn't he grab?
yeah.
If I remember
Mhm.
right, he grabbed the toy out of the kid's hand and threw it against the wall at the poster
Yeah.
or some shit.
I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly, but yeah, it's great show. I'm thinking about doing. That's what I'm saying. There's so much great stuff we can introduce people to. I know a lot of people in our circle are like, "What are we going to do without anything to bust on?" You know what I'm like?
No,
I'm
no,
like, well,
no. We
show
have
'em
plenty
great
of shit,
stuff,
dude.
man. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yep.
But anyway, okay. Well, let's look at our next topic for tonight.
Did you?
And that
did
is-
You,
Go ahead,
did you
Did
see
I?
about what Tom was talking about too?
Tom.
From Midnight's Edge.
Okay, what?
About the Ninja Turtles thing.
Oh, dude, we're going to talk Ninja Turtles in just a second because it's the first one on this list. We're talking August movies and movie releases. And do you notice I didn't put the Turtles on this graphic?
Well, there's a huge thing
Um,
that Tom talked about last night on
Oh,
Midnight's
yeah,
Edge or
I'm
yesterday.
sure. Well, just hold that
I'll-
thought, brother. Let me
okay,
pull up the
I'll hold
graphic
that
real
thought.
quick.
Going ahead.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, dude, they fucked up again, and then
Yeah, of course they did. They
Oh,
can't help
they-
themselves.
They really
as soon as
fucked up.
look, as soon as you saw Seth Rogen's name on this movie, you had to know that it had something like this in it.
So,
What we're
I heard
talking
it was
about
just
is
done for the rights issues.
yeah.
yeah, it
this
was,
is-
but they really fucked up and they stepped in a trap.
This is the first one this month. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, and from what I understand, what's his name? Splinter is gay now.
Yeah,
is that
that's
what
what
I
I was just going
understand?
to bring up. Oh, here, let me give up Tom's post right here.
Yeah, go for it.
There's no Shredder.
No Shredder.
No, here in Paramount
What the
took.
fuck?
Okay, so here is.
And the Turtles were created by Baxter Stockman and Superfly, who's
Yeah, if
the villain.
I'm sure
So-
Tom couldn't stand this.
there. Oh,
Oh.
I'm going to show you what Tom said. Tom went off.
Yes, Ariel. Yes.
And
We're
there's
not
the-
lying to you. This is what Seth
Yeah.
Rogen does.
Okay,
He's a
I have
he's a
two
dirtbag.
different things here. Yeah, there's that Joe I just put up for you.
okay. It's on the other side of my camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There you go. Okay. F you, Seth Rogen. Yeah, he's calling him out. Yeah.
yeah. he
How
called
could
him
you
out right
make Splinter gay? Not to mention everything else you did to destroy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah.
now. So then,
Oh,
You know,
right.
I see that tweet down below that says, "Wait,
yeah,
he's gay now," and like that puts me back to like Star Wars. Wait, they're gay now. They're gay now.
They're gay now. They're
So
gay
then
now.
So
They're gay
when,
now.
get this. So when Tom called them out and said it's his boyfriend, Paramount went and took the post off. Okay,
Oh, man. Mhm.
Tom called them out, and
Mhm.
then Tom just an hour ago, Paramount is trying to cover up the evidence. Everybody see this? Trying to cover up the evidence they tried to make Splinter gay, and then Tom put the deleted post up.
Oh wow, that's
this
awesome.
Is this is the deleted post. This is Splinter's boyfriend now.
Oh, interesting.
Scumbug,
Yeah,
scumbug.
yeah.
Oh
and
dear
Tom
Jesus.
put it. He did like dude. They talked for it was. I think they did a 3-hour Midnight's Edge yesterday because I was
Oh,
watching about
God.
Mickey and stuff.
I'm
on
sure he
these.
went off like crazy.
Oh, dude, he went
Yeah,
off.
and what you got to know is Tom from Midnight's Edge. Tom Connor, he loves the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles.
he's like
It's
me.
his
I love the
favorite thing.
Turtles.
It is.
He-
It's
he-
like
dude,
it's like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers talking about GI Joe. That's the pitch
So-
it's at. You know what I mean?
So
It's-
then when the whole He-Man Masters of the Universe thing went off, me and Tom were at the forefront of that shit right there. Like,
Yeah. But look, all I got to tell Tom is, brother, you knew this was coming. It's Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
He loves to destroy stuff. I mean, this is not the first time. Hey, let's see. The first time was what did he do? It was that Christmas one that him and Sarah Silverman did. Just destroying Santa Claus and all that shit.
Yeah. Then they had a before, like I think right before that they had a sausage party one.
Right, they did that.
Apparently not good. From what I've
yeah,
heard.
they're just trolls. They are trolls. That's what they've decided to do in life. Take people stuff that you guys think that Kevin Smith. You were mad at Kevin Smith for the bait and switch he did with He-Man. Oh no, this guy's on a different level.
You're saying Seth Rogen said, "Hold my franchise."
That's it. Hold my franchise. He looked at Taika Waititi and said, destroy your lore in 5 minutes, huh? No. How about 5 seconds? How about that? Hold my beer, right? Yeah.
Well,
At this point,
yeah.
Is Splinter even a rat? I mean, I'm surprised they
Right?
didn't make him a butterfly or something.
Look,
Well,
you had to know what it was going to be when you saw the first pictures of April O'Neil. April O'Neil's supposed to be a hot redhead, right? No, they get this frumpy hat.
This goes along with the narrative of if you're a redheaded, ginger.
Woman. Ginger side, you're done.
Not
You're out of
anymore.
here.
You're the first target.
That's it. Ariel says, so then was it Splinter and Shredder that were in love together? Oh, yeah. No.
Well, Shredder's not in there, so no, can't.
The Turtles actually befriend Rocksteady and Bebop.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Whatever. That's just
and then,
stupidness.
Isn't Donatello a girl?
No, Donatello's a boy.
No, just a very feminine boy.
Yeah.
Donatello's my favorite.
They're all supposed to be like 12, 11 or 12 years old.
It's kid actors playing. It's actually kid actors playing them.
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of defeats the purpose of the title of the movie.
Yeah.
Tweener. Hang on, we got Tweener Mutant Ninja Turtles now.
Oh Jesus, I'm going to hear so much tonight.
By the time they get to the fourth movie, they will also not be mutants, ninjas, or turtles.
No, they won't be any of those things. They'll be. It'll go from TMNT to LGBTQI whatever. It's just horrible. You had to know that was coming. Okay, that's why, boys and girls, I did not put the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the graphic.
Yeah.
The
you can't
first
deny
one,
their existence.
I can't deny their existence. You're absolutely right. It's right there. There it is. They exist. But please don't go see them if you know what's good for you. But the next one we got to talk about.
I'm just waiting for my adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters movie. It's a real comic.
Really?
It came out shortly after the original TMNT did.
Really? Oh man, Discount Ninja Turtles, but they're hamsters. Is that what we got? I tell you the one, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, man. God, what was the name of that show, bud? It was there was a lot of offshoots of the Ninja Turtle type thing.
Was it Street Sharks or was that
no?
Biker Mice from Mars?
These guys were kangaroos, and it was. Oh God, what was the name of that movie? Help me out, John. You know what I'm talking about. They had a master that taught them everything. Each one of them had a different element, like wind, fire, water. It's not airbenders, but they were all kangaroos. Warriors was in the name. I can't remember the name of it. It'll come back to me, but that's the one that I really thought was neat. It was a movie about kangaroos.
Google answers everything. Kangaroo
Warriors.
Warriors.
See what you got.
Warriors of Virtue.
Warriors of Virtue. There it is. Yes. Warriors of Virtue. That movie was kick ass, man. I love that show. It did. I mean, it was okay, but yeah. Pull it up and I'll show it to everybody.
Oh, that's his. I got
Here we go. Black belt hamsters. Check this out, man. Damn. That's cool. All right. And Knock, you've got my.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Warriors of Virtue, the kangaroos.
This is
There
scary.
they are.
This reminds me of there was a horror that my mom used to watch, and it was like these people that could turn into like cats
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like that was their thing, and they were murdering people in town or something like that to keep their secret. something like that.
Sleepwalkers. It's
Sleepwalkers, yeah.
It's based on a Stephen King novel.
That's
yeah.
That's
Mhm.
right. That movie freaked me out. That was oof.
I'm sure it did
That's
whenever
what this reminds me of.
This
Yeah.
also has kind of a dark crystal.
exactly.
type
It's
look
all
to it.
practical effects. Pop one of those top left. That top left one with all of them there. Pop that up, man. Yeah. Look at that. It's all practical effects. Each one of them has a different, they're all different colors, right? You have to have a color scheme. This is the height of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the friggin' Power Rangers were popular and everything, Yeah, it was
There's Brian Cox. Yep.
right. Yeah. He's trying to run into everything there. Yep. But it was a good movie. It was a lot of fun.
I didn't even know it existed until right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I did look at the numbers website.
Mm-hmm.
$35 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
Domestic box office of 6.4 million.
Yeah. It didn't do well at the box
Yeah.
office at all.
God,
It
they
didn't.
actually
I don't
used to
think there's
create
part
the
two.
costumes.
Yep.
I thought it was all CGI.
No, sir. These are all practical effects, brother. Yeah.
Oh God, I remember this.
Oh, I like the
now that I
corn
saw
guy.
this.
I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was cool. But anyway,
Whoa, an action scene?
yes, an action scene. They're doing martial arts, bro. They're flying
Now,
through the
we
air.
You can't
What's
even see the
up?
wire or anything. Oh, yeah, I
No,
see
you
the wire. You can see it up top here. You can see the wire.
We still do have Warriors of Virtue now. They're on Twitter with Ukraine flags.
Right,
They're-
That's
virtue
just sitting in the
signalers,
streets,
more
too,
like
yeah.
it. Warriors
Yeah.
of virtue signaling. Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, the next one I know my man Das Wolfen is going to want to look at, and that is the Meg 2,
Meg
the
2,
Trench.
Trench.
Dude, I
Really?
Meg
I don't
2,
see
the
it.
Trench.
I don't see it.
I
don't
need
know.
to watch the first one.
I think you're stretching on this one, Joe.
Stretching on it.
Yeah, I think you're stretching. I don't know if John will care for this one.
Yeah, he's going to care about it, no doubt.
Yeah.
Jason
yeah.
Statham is in it again. It comes out August 3rd,
I
and
never watched the first one.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the first one either, but I'll
It's
watch it.
not
when-
on any of the streaming platforms. I
But
tried
it's-
to find it.
Well, I'm sure if you sail the high seas, you can find it,
that's,
buddy. I'm sure you can. Yes,
I was
but
like,
oh, that was nasty. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I just
That
saw
second
something
movie-
that you don't
that
want to see
second
on the.
movie is gonna be
Yeah, you
brutal
should have
as
seen
fuck.
that, right? But tell us about the Meg, man. This is a megalodon. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if the stories, if they're going to deviate from the book or not.
Mm-hmm.
They deviated a little bit from the book, but not that much for the first movie,
Mm-hmm.
just to make the story flow better, pretty much.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But because, I mean, when you take a book and make it a movie, some things don't translate right. So you got to make some changes. But in the first Meg, they take out the
Don't tell
Megalodon.
me too much because I do want to see it.
But if it sticks to the book, they've gone down to the bottom of the Mariner's Trench,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a layer of the super saline salt water,
Okay.
and they go past that, and there's a whole nother ecosystem underneath it.
Wow.
Even
Sounds
deeper.
a lot like sounds a lot like Kong versus Godzilla. You got a whole nother layer of reality down there underneath a barrier, right?
Yep.
What you
Yeah.
got
Well,
there, Knock? What you?
There are still marine
nothing.
animals.
I'm not showing anything right now.
Okay.
There are still marine animal species we haven't discovered.
Oh my God! You want to talk about the most unexplored thing in the universe there is? It's undersea life, and we can't explore it.
Yeah,
It's
because
impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez.
Do you have
With the
Uh,
Xbox.
Jed? Do you have HBO Max?
No, we lost it, so I was
Hmm.
kind of pissed about that.
Is it on there?
Yeah, me and Iron were like sharing HBO Max, and they raised
Oh, okay.
it, and we couldn't.
And you can read it. You can read it from Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did try because my family has Amazon, and but I thought it was on their service, and I was like, "Fuck, it's not. You gotta rent it." And I was like,
I'm just
Yeah.
looking. I'm
Ex
popping up all
furries.
these names. These guys are popping out here. Boo the Meg. It's all about Leviathan. Leviathan was good. Isn't that the first movie? Let's see. Or basically Journey to the Center of the Earth. Yeah, pretty much.
No,
I
no.
mean, you got, a different universe in a place that we haven't explored yet, right? So, yeah. But yeah, I figured you'd want to talk about that one. That
Yeah.
that looks like it should be fun, man. If you're into
Oh, yeah.
monster movies and all that good stuff, that at least you're going to get what you're going for, right?
Yep.
It's like going to a James Bond movie. You know what you're going to get, right? Let's see.
Now I've
Make that a little
Chris
bigger,
Gore.
Joe.
Yeah.
Chris Gore was talking about Dreamin' Wild today, and he said that's pretty good. He saw that one.
Which one?
Dreamin' Wild. It's a biopic, but it's another independent film because he pushes independent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's the
Joey
story about this band from the 70s who put out one album. It goes nowhere. Nobody hears of it. Whatever. Well, this record company, 30 years later, comes in and says, "Hey, we want to promote your, we like what we heard. We want to promote your record." So they get like a second shot at stardom.
Mm-hmm. Is that Casey Affleck I'm seeing here?
Yep. Award,
Very cool.
Academy Award-winning Casey Affleck.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Lady Gaga right there? I don't know.
No, it's Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
"Shit,
Didn't you
what
just say that?
happened to
Yeah.
her? She changed. She get work done or something? 'Cause she don't look like
You mean from the
It's
airbrush
called
photo on the
getting older.
Also, Zoe
Yeah, it's called
Deschanel
aging.
looks a lot
Yeah.
different depending on what eye makeup and hairstyle she has.
Yeah.
She for whatever reason, she looks a lot
bangs
different
or no
depending on that.
bangs? That's all it is.
Right. Well, okay. We got an adult movie we can check out. That's one thing I loved about Oppenheimer, man. Let me tell you. It was nice to go see an adult movie, and that's a rated R movie. It's got adult themes. It's got if Oppenheimer had an addiction, it was sex. He didn't meet a chick. He didn't want to bang. No doubt about that shit. It was crazy. But excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So Dreaming Wild, okay. And who gave that their endorsement there, John?
Chris Gore.
Chris Gore. Wow. You know what?
That one will
He's-
probably not be on
he's-
my radar.
he's always picking some good stuff. The next one that I wanted to talk about is another one that John has been pumping the last few times we've talked about movies. And this one is based on one chapter of a classic book.
Yep.
It is out of Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, the ship that brought Dracula to what? The U.S.? Is that what? Or to England, right? From Europe to England. That's it. Yeah.
I first saw this movie and I was like, "Oh my god, those ships looks awesome! Oh my
Mhm.
god, I love that actor!" And then it
Yeah.
turned into a horror, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna care."
You don't like horror movies, man?
No, I think they're dumb. I don't. I really don't. I don't. I have no inkling to watch this now. I was like, I just want to see like I want more like Master and Commander.
Master and Commander was a great movie.
Just ships
Yep.
going,
Mhm.
just going at it.
Yep.
Going the high seas.
But those of us that do dig
books are
horror,
better.
this looks pretty damn cool. It does. But the only bad thing about it is you know how it ends going into it. If you've read the book,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So and like, but I do think it's interesting that they're basing this just on the last voyage of the Demeter. I think that's really cool. I think that's something we could discuss at a later date. What movies could they make out of stories that you've read, just from a snippet of it and make a great movie out of it? You know what I mean? I'm sure there's books you've read that they could take one part of it and make a killer story out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was that one Star Wars book. No,
Well, I know you'd have tons of Star Wars movies you'd want to see out of those books, but like
Shit,
for
I
instance, The Stand. I've always thought that they could make much like with the Star Wars movies. You know, the they've only made two of them, but a Star Wars story, the one shots they were making. You know, Rogue One, which I know we've discussed at length that it's the
You
best
mean
thing that
Disney's
Disney's done.
first Star Wars snuff film? You know.
Right. Yeah. Their snuff film. And then of course you had Solo, which lost money, right, Jed?
Yeah. Yep.
But
Solo lost money.
But
well, they've never been able to get the X-wing movie off the ground.
Well, what I'm saying is like there's a lot of Tom Clancy stuff, for instance, that I'd love to see, you know, just like they'll never be able to make a movie of my favorite book that he wrote, Red Storm Rising. That's too big for one movie.
Oh yeah, that's two.
They'd have to make that a mini series on television, but they could take one part of it. You know what I mean? And make that into a pretty good show, you know, or a pretty good 2-hour movie, you know. I just think it's interesting that they're taking one chapter out of a book and making a movie out of it. I think that's cool as hell, you know. Another one I'd love to see stories out of is The Stand. It's my favorite Stephen King novel, you know, and they've done it as a miniseries a couple of times. The original one, it was better than the other piece of crap that CBS put out, but I think there's a possibility there for taking individual stories and telling them. You know what I mean? Just like they did with episodes of The Walking Dead. You know, like we just watched the one where Morgan learned martial arts from that one guy, the psychiatrist, right? Yeah. And that's one of the best episodes they ever did. It was fantastic. You know, that's like a standalone show that you can watch. I mean, you know, the example I always give is another one of my favorite shows, The West Wing. When people ask me if it's a good show, I'm like, look, all you got to do is watch the first 2 episodes of the second season. I tell them, don't worry about watching anything before that. You know, you can go back and revisit it if you like it, but watch those 2 episodes right there. It's called In the Shadow of Two Gunmen, part 1 and 2. And it is fantastic. They could put that on the big screen and make a ton of bread putting that on the big screen as a movie, because it is just a great story. Because one of the characters is mortally wounded, and you see through his eyes how everybody went to work for the president while he was running for president, you know, and it's fucking fantastic. It is a great show. But anyway, I'd love to see more of this type of thing. Even though you don't like horror, you get what I'm talking about, right, Knock? They could make some nice films out of some smaller stories that you've read in bigger books. You know what I mean? But anyway, we got that one. It's coming. Let's see. What date is that?
The 11th.
The 11th? Yeah.
I think.
Also, the 11th, Go West. Looks like it's a comedy.
Put up the list,
yeah, you're not showing the list.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I put it up. Okay.
I have another recommendation from Chris Gore.
Okay.
It's a little farther down on August 11th.
Okay.
It's called The Pod Generation.
The Pod Generation? There it is. It's right there. Comedy, romance, sci-fi. Amelia Clark.
Oh, shucks. She's in a
wow. The midget's back. Look out.
Fuck anymore, and that's ridiculous. Fucking bullshit.
Jeez. Let's see. Can't. Ariel says he can't be Affleck. He doesn't have a tuck bill. Good Lord. The Hub has all sorts of adult movies. Laugh out loud. Joe England is in Europe. No, man. I understand that, but the British Isles are kind of a little bit off from the rest of Europe. So it's Alien, but with Dracula. Yeah, there you go. That's it exactly. He's gonna kill everybody on the ship. Martin Sheen's initial entrance as POTUS is great. Yes, it is. In the very first episode of The West Wing, you don't see him the whole show, and he shows up in the last part of the show, and it is excellent, no doubt. Ariel says, I have a movie idea based of true events set in the mid 1800s about the Muscle Slough tragedy. Basically, it's about farmers fighting against the railroad company. Really?
I was a fan of
Actually.
the TV show Hell on Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That was
like that
actually
show. That and that
decent.
was built the building of the railroad.
Yeah, that was actually decent.
Uh-oh.
So it
Wolverine's
looks like-
in. Says,
Yeah.
sup, guys? Watching Pee-wee's Big Adventure right now. Have a great stream. Hey, man. Yeah, I thought about watching that when he passed away. No doubt about it. Yeah, we lost him.
Dude,
But,
I didn't know he was 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he wasn't
I
young.
thought he was like my age.
I'll
Oh,
tell you
no.
what pissed me off. Well, it didn't piss me off, but I'm just thinking, you're not even talking about one of his best movies ever, man.
Buffy the
when-
Vampire Slayer.
Well, they showed Buffer. This is the thing. They showed him and Buffy doing the,
Yeah.
the long death scene, right? And they showed him and Batman, right? Which he's barely got a part in, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Mystery
But
Men.
They,
he was
they didn't
awesome
show
in-
Mystery Men. That's what
Yeah,
pissed
dude,
me off. They didn't
Mystery
show the
Men was
screen.
like, he was fucking awesome in Mystery
He was
Men.
great in fucking Mystery Men, man. He was
He
fucking
like
hilarious.
he fucking just like yeah.
Oh man. Arrow says it happened around where I live, and the farmers had a shootout against railroad guns for hire. That sounds a lot like Open Range.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The Range Wars. That's cool, Ariel. That's cool. That sounds really cool. You know what? A lot of people are speculating with the strikes going on and stuff. We're about to see a resurgence of the Western because it's not going to cost them shit to make them. You
Well,
know what I
same
mean?
with horror movies.
I've been
Yeah.
waiting for that to pop up ever since.
And then you know what
is
else
it?
you do? You
Yellowstone
put in
popped up.
aliens, and you have cowboy and aliens, and it'd be great.
You know, somebody should make a movie like that now.
Ugh.
And get James Bond in it.
I still haven't watched that movie. I still
Yeah.
haven't seen
It
it.
I
was
haven't
bad.
either.
It was bad.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It's not the
you
worst
like-
idea though.
No, it's not. It's
It's
just
a cool idea. It just
yeah,
wasn't
but do they
properly
have to
done.
title it that? That's what threw me off of it. How dumb the title was. I was like, I'm not going to see a movie called.
Well, it's a takeoff
Cowboys
of saying
versus Aliens.
Cowboys versus Indians. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
prefer-
the same
I
reason
prefer
why I've
Cowboys
never
versus
seen the Freddy
dinosaurs.
versus Jason movies.
Dude, and you know, I was.
No.
I actually
want-
enjoyed. That was the one movie of both those franchises that I actually liked was the Jason versus Freddy. I actually enjoyed that movie, and not because there was some pretty fine women in there that were showing their bodies. But
couldn't have anything to do with
I
that.
digress. I digress.
My favorite of the Friday the 13th movies is Jason X.
Yes,
Okay.
Jason X is my favorite.
Jason in
movie.
space, huh? Yeah.
Dude,
So
that
my
movie
favorite
is
one-
so awesome.
My favorite one was the final chapter, the one where the young Corey shaved his head to look like Jason Voorhees when he was a kid.
Strange.
Yeah, it was very strange. It was a good
Yeah.
movie though. Really
They
cool.
they shot some of Jason 7 in my area. So
Did they? Wow.
And
man.
I think the best, like one of the best Nightmare on Elm Street movies was Dream Warriors, the
Yeah.
first movie, and then the Final Nightmare. Or
Yeah,
the
those two,
New
yeah,
Nightmare, New
Those
Nightmare.
two are my favorites, other than
Yeah.
the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
New Nightmare. They brought everybody back, and they put a spin on it in modern day. Like,
Well,
20
basically, if you
years.
really think about it, that's
Yeah.
really the beginning of Scream.
yeah, it
because-
is.
Yeah.
It is, if you really think about it, because he went meta with it, and then he took it a step further and making
Yeah,
it
he
even
took
more
even-
meta with Scream, where they
New Nightmare was only a couple years before Scream. So it
Yes.
was-
Yeah, and New
Absolutely.
Nightmare was so awesome.
it did
Mhm.
New Nightmare actually I think lost money. So you never know it's gonna do
Yeah,
well
but it's
versus-
so beloved by the fans of the
Yeah,
franchise.
New
yeah,
It
Nightmare
really
is
is.
so one of my favorite Freddy movies.
it brought
Yeah,
back
it's great.
was it Nancy? Is that the
Yeah,
actress?
the
Yeah.
original girl.
They
Yeah,
brought
she was in it.
everybody back and then added new characters too.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty cool. The whole premise was that the stories of Freddy, they were laughing at him and they weren't taking him serious anymore, and it made him come to life because
Yeah.
he
They
was
literally
being
willed him
ignored.
back.
And yeah, he came to life in the real world because they weren't afraid of him anymore, and so he had to prove he was still to be
So-
feared,
And
right?
Nancy was the
Yeah.
only one that could take him on because she's dealt with him so many times. But it
Mhm.
wasn't Nancy, it was her actor, the actor that played Nancy, and she goes, "Holy shit, this is real now!"
Yeah.
I literally
You
had
actually
to
saw
use it.
Freddy. You saw the guy that plays Freddy. Nicest guy in the world. Nancy sitting there talking to him, saying, she's scared to death because people are dying, right? And he's like, it's bullshit,
You mentioned Tom Connors earlier. There was one. He was telling a story where there was one Halloween where he dressed up like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And some kid walked up to him and said, this Wolverine sucks, or this Wolverine's no good. Yeah. And Tom had to explain to the kid that he was not Wolverine. Yeah.
Well,
I'll see you tonight in your dreams.
Right, boy. They have that scene in Transformers that I just watched it with the clients not too long ago. The original Transformers, where they're in the little room where they're demonstrating what this fucking energy from the cube does to these fucking mechanical things, and there's claw marks all on the wall, right? And one of the guys goes, "Man, this is some Freddy Krueger looking shit." And Anderson, the geek, right, the computer whiz, goes, "Nah, man, that's 3 claws. That's Wolverine." It's pretty funny. Oh, let's see. E. Clay Thomas says, "Hell on Wheels started off great, but went off the rails. And Harrison Ford should be in it."
I think that was for the Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, Cowboys and Aliens. I recommend a YouTube channel called Just Westerns. Yeah. Okay. Because Freddy and Jason didn't take itself seriously. Well, that's good. It shouldn't have. With a title like that, it should be just over the top hilarious.
Yeah, and I love at the end, because I remember at the end, because everybody knows the end, that it was a draw. I'm like,
right, you can't kill one of them off, and that would defeat the purpose, man.
Yeah, that's like the Jet Li and Jackie Chan movie,
Yeah,
the Master versus
that's it,
Monkey King or whatever they had, and they fought to a draw.
The more I'm looking at this, the more I think this month of August was tailor made for Das Wolfen, man, because there's another one on this list that he really wants to see. I know that for sure. If I can get it up here, add to stream. Get it up there.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes and no.
I'm going to go see it, but I'm not excited to go see it because
talking about Blue Beetle.
It's one of the last Walter Hamada movies. They've completely crapped all over Blue Beetle. They in the rush to bring in Jaime Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
They skipped over 2 different Blue Beetles, and just they have a tribute to them. They have their costumes, but apparently the villain of this movie is the sister of Ted Kord, the second Blue Beetle, who doesn't exist in the comics.
Yeah,
they just made up out of whole cloth for this. And apparently the second Blue Beetle, who's my favorite Blue Beetle, who's the Blue Beetle I grew up with, they kill off before the movie even starts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I agree with John, because that's my.
Oh no, I was a Blue Beetle fan before Booster Gold was even thought of. I was reading Booster Gold in the 70s in Charlton Comics.
Yeah.
Along with Captain Atom and Nightshade and Peacemaker and several other of DC's lesser known, since they bought all the Charlton's comics. Characters.
The first exposure I had to this character was when I played Injustice 2. He was introduced in that franchise in that game, and wow, what a power set! He's basically he's like Iron Man with his nanite suit. He could turn those things into all kinds of weapons and stuff. It's kind of like Green Lantern. Like, I mean, he can construct anything he wants with this damn scarab that he's got.
Now, is Blue Beetle? Well, I know the Aquaman movie is a part of the, I guess, prior to the reboot.
These are the last 2. These are the last 2 of the quote unquote Snyderverse. Snyder didn't make
that are connected to the Snyderverse.
I got something on that.
Although because the thing is, everybody's saying, "Oh, well, this is going to be the first start of the new movie." That's not what he said. That's not what James Gunn said.
So
James Gunn said that Blue Beetle, the character, is the first character in the new
So
the
was
the reboot series, not this movie, and not this actor, and not this particular version of Blue Beetle.
Right.
Gotcha. Because keep in mind, they're doing a Booster Gold series.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do Booster Gold, they need to do Ted Cord Blue Beetle with him.
Yep, they do, because
Mhm.
that's her homies. That's my two
Yep.
homies right there. I love those
Yep.
guys. So
What you got there?
This came up about 7 hours ago for Tom, and then 12 hours ago. So
Mm-hmm.
the amount of pushback they're gonna get from this is
Wow,
gonna
Tom's
be
got a lot of hate
immense.
for people today.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tom
He's
has been
telling-
going off.
He's telling James Gunn to go get fucked now.
Yeah. So if this is true, you fucked yourself. Either reboot everything or nothing. You pissed everyone off, not just the Snyder fans, with Cavill, because I wanted him to do a true Superman Christopher
Right.
Reeve movie so
We all
fucking
did.
bad.
Yes.
Yeah, we all
You
did.
aren't
We all
helping
did.
your case here. Gal Gadot says they are developing a new Wonder Woman movie in James Gunn's DCU. So he's already putting his foot in the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think he didn't like Cavill. And that's the thing that bothers me, because Cavill is as close. Like I said, with Capaldi was as close as you were getting a Tom Baker. Okay? Cavill was as close as you were going to get to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, on you know,
Well,
so.
and the other argument would be if Cavill's too old, then Godot's too old.
Yeah,
Right.
she's too old
Godot.
because
Right.
they fired him for being old. Isn't she about the same age, Matt?
They're about the same age. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah, she's maybe a couple years younger, but either way, it's in the same ballpark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
so pissed because he goes, I want to do like Christopher Reeve, Hope, like just, dude, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
at the point with this where it's like, can we just trust the guy a little bit? Can we give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt? And let's just see what he does,
I trust
and
him.
then we can
if
judge
he-
him for it.
If
It's
he-
like-
Mhm.
I trust him with a particular group.
Yeah,
I don't
Mhm.
trust him with an entire studio.
Yeah,
I,
it's-
I, I,
Well, we got to
It-
see
it-
what he puts out first. Let's see what actually happens. He has to cleanse the palate first, and then
Yeah.
whatever he decides, he can do what Disney did.
Yep.
He can pick and choose what he wants to bring over.
The reason
he's
why
the guy
they're
in charge.
the reason why they're sweating it, Knock, is he's starting with Superman,
yeah.
and if he screws that up, the
Oh,
rest
you're-
of it is
it's
shot.
done.
Yeah.
You're
If-
talking about a bedrock character, and
If
he fucks
Superman
it up,
doesn't go,
then-
we're never gonna get Booster Gold for me and Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like Jed said, and this whole time Gunn's been like clean slate, start over.
but here
and
comes
then-
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, no. Then bring Henry Cavill and bring Ben back to be Batman. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I don't want Ben back as Batman.
I
I-
He's
I'd
completely
opposed to
forgettable
it
for me.
myself. I think he's a really good Batman. So
Well,
Yeah.
here's the crazy
hey,
thing.
everybody's got their own opinion.
Yeah.
Like, to my opinion, Ben's good as Batman, Cavill's good as Superman, but yet that movie sucked.
Yeah, I did because
yeah.
of who they didn't
It was the
let them
story.
be.
You
It
can't
was the
polish a
story.
turd, guys.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you
Dude,
try, you
if
can't
they
do
would
it.
have let I'm just saying this, if they would have let a fan write that shit, or somebody that loved Batman and
Or AI.
Superman with care and love,
Right?
that movie
Plug that
would
in
have
the
made
chat.
bank.
They
Yeah.
should have just made The Dark Knight Returns with Ben Affleck,
Yep.
and Henry Cavill and just do a little gray, because Superman doesn't age like humans.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No.
So just put a little gray at the temple,
Right.
and you've got that era Superman from The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Then get Stephen Amell to be Green Arrow, and everything's fine.
That's
Yeah.
right. Damn it. That's when I
It's-
gave up on
it's-
CW.
it's
By the
not
way,
that
when
hard.
Stephen Amell was gone.
Yeah.
Aerial Ballet aren't they going to going with the more modern Blue Beetle from Young Justice? I
Yeah.
don't really know. I don't.
Yeah,
know.
they're doing Blue Beetle 3.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're jumping forward in time on it for sure.
Yeah.
How old was Christopher Reeve when he played Superman? I believe he was 30.
I
believe he was
I
30.
looked it up.
30
He
to
was-
32, I think.
I looked
Yeah.
up. Surprisingly, he was younger than that. He was 26.
Oh, okay.
26 when he played
I
Superman.
always thought he was like 30, but no, he was.
Yeah.
I always thought he was 32.
Did Henry Cavill even want
Oh,
return
yeah,
to Superman?
dude.
Yes,
he
he did.
wanted to be
That's
Superman.
part of the reason why people are mad about this, E. Clay. He is a nerd like we are. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, as a matter of fact, he almost lost out on the Superman gig because he was late for his audition because he was playing World of Warcraft.
Yes. And dude, he's a
Oh.
geek. He does his
No,
own
he was-
computers.
He
and
missed
everything.
the call
Yeah,
from Zack Snyder
it.
because he was raiding in World of Warcraft.
he was doing a raid in World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. I knew it had something to do with that. Yeah. But that's why people are so on edge about this knock.
Yeah, and dude, you had the perfect motherfucker for Superman. Why?
I just feel like whether it's this movie,
Yeah.
Aquaman 3, or not Aquaman 3, Aquaman 2, sorry,
Mhm.
The Flash earlier, James Gunn is cutting off Warner Brothers at the knees with these movies that have come out.
Yeah, they have no chance because he's given up
Yeah.
all this stuff that he wants to plan and do. He's making it about himself, which the
Yeah.
guy is known to do.
Okay,
And so-
I will say this. I met Gunn back in the day when he worked at Troma.
Mm-hmm.
Back at was it 1996 Comic Con or something? It was either 96 or 97.
When he worked
I
for
met-
Troma?
He worked for Troma at
Troma.
one
Wow.
point. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Apparently, I met him before he was famous, but
Yeah,
I don't,
his,
I don't quite remember meeting him. But
Yeah.
some of my friends swear up and down that we met him because he was from St. Louis. We met him and his brother at Archon one year.
yeah.
But anyway,
He
Okay, go ahead.
worked on one of his movies. One of the ones that he worked on. I don't remember what he did, but he was bragging about it to me because dude, there was Lloyd. I like that was the year 96 was the year I met Kevin and everybody, and I hooked up with Troma people and I hung out with them and Q and everybody. That was a bang up year. I got to do so much fucking cool shit. It was.
but what about
96 or
James
something.
Gunn?
Yeah. So
Keep it rolling, buddy. Keep it rolling.
okay. Okay. So, dude, I was at a party and then James Gunn was there, and I was like, "Oh, cool," because I think because I watched a lot of Troma movies,
Mhm.
and if I remember right, the movie just came out, and I just saw it before Comic Con. I'm not sure because I do remember it.
So
he
you're
did
in the
tr-
hotel room and you're walking into the room. And
Yeah, there was
he-
like
there he was, he was just there.
Kevin wasn't there. There's Q, Brian, a bunch of other guys, and James Gunn was in there too. 'Cause
Did he
was
have a
there,
glass in his hand? Was he
and-
drinking
Yeah, he did.
anything?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, he was drinking something.
But
All right. I'm setting the moon, fellas.
But I was like, "Oh, cool," and I was like, "Oh, I just saw your movie. I saw some of your shit," and he's like, "Oh yeah, cool." But yeah, it was because he did Romeo and Juliet, which has a really fucked up ending. So
I tell you, if you're a fan of Troma movies, which I've seen a few, I'm not a big fan of their stuff, but if you've never seen Toxic Avenger, oh my god, wow,
Toxic
That
Avenger, Class of
fucking
Nukem
movie's
High,
crazy.
fucking
That one's
Sergeant
crazy.
Kabuki,
You do
man.
you do know they're remaking it?
Yeah, I know, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah, Dinklage
be.
is in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah, that guy. Yeah,
The only thing
that's a movie that does not need to be remade, and especially not with a midget. I mean, good lord, what the hell?
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say, only other thing I'll say about James Gunn is Guardians of the Galaxy. The
Yeah,
newer
that's
Suicide
his
Squad,
wheelhouse.
and then Peacemaker. So,
Yeah, and the
He
thing
I want to
does
see
good
more
with those-
dark stuff. That's what I want to see. I want to see more.
Right.
I want to see more Bad Boys. I want to see more. I just want to see more. I know that wasn't him, but
Right. but-
Guardians 3 was dark. I mean, it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And that actually, if you ask me, was a plus. That was the best part of that whole damn movie was Rocket's story.
I mean,
thought
it
that
may
was
be
the
the
best part of the whole thing.
It may be the best Marvel movie since like Infinity War.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I would agree with that. No doubt about it. I mean,
I would put.
but here's the thing,
Spider-Man
Knock, and
or-
this is
I
why
would know
everybody.
Yeah,
I'm-
I agree
I'm
with
sorry.
John.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I would put Spider-Man: No Way Home above it, but
Yeah,
technically that's a Sony movie.
that's a
but,
Sony movie. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
consider it Disney.
but it's still in the MCU, so it counts.
I know it is. Yeah, but the whole reason Gunn has proven he can take those oddball characters and make gold out of them. I mean, these guys. That book didn't do worth a shit when it was sold. Okay, when it came out, and he turned it into gold on the screen. He really did, and he's done it. He's done it with. He did that Suicide Squad movie, the second one, and that was good. You know, I mean, he's done some good stuff with the oddball characters, but now he's taking on an icon a measuring stick for superhero movies.
And
That
not
that,
only
that
that,
second movie was better than that first one. So
Yeah.
not only that, he's taking a story that's much beloved by comic book fans. That's All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best Superman.
And if he brings his oddball craziness to it, nobody's going to dig it. That's
Because
in our circles. Nobody's going to
All-Star
dig it.
Superman is
Yeah.
kind of grounded, and it tells not to a point. There is some wild shit in it,
Yeah.
but it's kind of
Well-
you feel the heart and the just everything, the emotion in it, while he's trying to go through like, dude, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to make my plans.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know what to do. Like,
Ariel says he also looked a lot like Christopher Reeves, talking about Cavill. So if he's cutting WB off at the knees, well, just with these movies, he shouldn't have put this plan out there
Yeah.
because it's basically he's basically telling you none of this is going to have anything to do with what we're going to do going forward. That's what he's telling you. So why spend the money to go see it, right?
yeah.
Why-
Why do you think I didn't?
Why
go
do they
see
not
any of these
put
movies?
his feet in concrete and shove him in a lake? Because he's made movie studios a lot of money with the
Yeah.
movies he's made, as we've been detailing. That's why. Or do we not have that gangster WB CEO anymore? No, he's in there, and that's why
We still
that's
got
the guy he
Zaslow.
hired. So Zaslow hired him. Who's done more blow, Jed or Keith Richards?
What the fuck, man?
I don't even, I don't know about that side of Jed, but I can tell you right now it's Keith Richards. I think
Yeah.
if there's a nuclear war and every human in the world gets wiped out, he'll still be around with the cockroaches. Trust me, that he's on a different level.
All I know is there's two people in our sphere, Jed and Culture Casino. If either one of them are on a panel, they're gonna get shit. It's just,
Yes,
it's just
they
saying.
are. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Knock
Me and
wants to see
Culture
Bad
always
Boys,
get
Jed.
shit.
You know what to do. Get your furry suit. All right, so the last week of the month has some interesting stuff here. First of all, it's got another movie with Liam Neeson with a one-word title, Retribution.
I will
Boy, it's going to be another friggin' Liam Neeson movie. But this is interesting right here. I had no idea this was loosely based on a true story.
Oh,
They're making a movie called Gran Turismo. And apparently they took a guy from the video game and trained him how to drive the car for real. Looks interesting. It's got some actors in it I really dig. That guy from Stranger Things. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing Gran Turismo. I really am. I may not pay to go see it, but when it comes on streaming, I'm definitely going to check that out. I mean, because
I am streaming as well.
We're all gamers. I want to see how they did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. I've played a lot of NASCAR games, and I actually use the principles I've learned in NASCAR games whenever I'm breaking the law. So, when I'm taking winding, there's one section on this parkway close to me. And when I get on it, there's never any cops on it because there's really no place for them to park and hide, right? It's on the riverfront. It's one of the riverfront parkways. And I will do 90 up that son of a bitch. And I'm taking, the curves and stuff. And I only do it when there's no cars around. I don't whip in between cars and shit. But if they're I get off at 7:00 in the morning on a Sunday morning and, people aren't going to church yet. And if there's nobody there, I'm doing 90 up that sucker. And I'm taking, I'm using the same principles I used when I was playing the racing games, right?
So you're straightening the curves, flattening the hills.
Exactly.
Someday the mountain might get you, but the law never will.
That's right, baby.
Yep.
That's right. Don't forget
Dukes
it.
of Hazzard. Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard, baby. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Ariel says, okay, but is Gran Turismo considered a game into movie or a movie that just has the name game attached? Well, actually, this looks like
it has the name attached to it.
It has the name
it's not
attached
based
to
on
it.
the game or anything like that.
It's not based on the game, but apparently this guy played the game a lot and that's where he learned how to drive a car, and they actually put him in a real car. This is based on a true story.
Yeah, they
So.
had a contest called the Gran Turismo Academy, and they put a bunch of people through, and this kid is the one that won the contest, and they actually put him in a $1 million race car and let him race.
Wow.
And
he
he's basically the guy from Ready Player One.
There you go.
Backwards. He went backwards first, and then then he won.
Yeah.
There you go.
Based on the trailer, they also had some other gamers that had played Gran Turismo that were really good at that. That I don't know if it was a weeding out process or what, but there were others that were gamers.
It looks like that. The
group.
big guy from Stranger Things. I can't remember that actor's name for shit. I should just look on here and see what his name is.
David Harbour.
David Harbour. He's like the drill sergeant in the trailers. Running them till they puke and shit like that.
It's weird when he goes, "This is my rifle." There are many like it, but this one. But he, one thing that's conversely, there's a lot of like NASCAR, and I'm sure they do it in IndyCar and maybe even Formula One as well, where the drivers they use sims a lot.
Yeah.
Where they'll get in this this rig that's just like whatever track they're going to, especially if it's like a track that's new to that particular series that they've never raced on before.
You mean they have a high dollar version of pole position they use?
Yeah.
Wow, freaking cool, man. Yeah. That's cool. No, really, that's the way to do it, right? Get them used to driving, and that. I mean, the thing they can't simulate is the vibration, first of all, which wrecks their friggin' bodies while they're driving, for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing is the heat. They're in a hot environment. That suit is not fucking light.
No, it isn't.
And they've got to be athletes. They do. Anybody that thinks that a race car driver is not an athlete, you're wrong. They are.
I won this contest out here in like the mid 90s or something, or it was like a NASCAR thing out here at PIR. And I was one of the people that actually won it because you had to actually drive.
Yeah.
On it was like I think it was in PlayStation or something, but it was for out here. And I knew some of the guys, and they're like, "Hey, I know you play those games." I haven't done it in years since then, but I used to play racing games all the time, and I actually won just by luck of the draw on that one. And I got suited up and everything. It wasn't that I played it. It was the luck of the draw. And so I got to go and like There's
I'm sure it was a lot of fun.
It was the heat. That outfit is not. Everybody goes, it looks like. No, they're not. They're
fire
suit.
I've worn them.
Yeah,
I was a furnace tech. They're not light.
They're not light. They're heavy for a purpose. So if you get into a wreck and they have to pull you out, you can kind of survive.
Right.
Like
Clay Thomas says Foundation was terrible. Sorry. Watch Silo instead. Yeah.
So
I hear you.
I mean, Foundation is like a poor man's Doom.
Yeah. It is.
But I think what he's speaking to. I think what he's speaking to is a lot of people that have read the book don't like this version.
I didn't even know it was a book. So
I agree.
It's a classic science fiction novel.
I agree with Clay on that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a whole series. It's not just a novel.
It's one of the just before you go on there, it's one of the things that George Lucas tapped into for Star Wars too. I mean that whole thing. Go ahead, Knock.
I was just to say, like, I got burnt out on Apple TV writing. Like, I'm just saying. I watched the rest of C, and then I went straight into Silo, and then I went right after that. I went right into Foundation, and I'm just like, it's all the same. Like all the writing's the same. Like they're intense moments, like they're all the same. Like everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Knock. If you go and look at all the Apple trailers, they have this sort of comedy thing, and then they have this intense moment, and then you have this the theme. Apple does most of their trailers the same too.
Yeah.
And I think
I
it's about that, like
I have to say something about C though. that first battle scene in the first episode of C is just grisly as fuck, and it's awesome.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
that's what's great about C is that they break up all that writing with fighting.
Yeah. Yes. And it's brutal. It's not
Yeah.
your regular fight. These people can't see each other, and they're wailing away with huge ass fucking weapons. It is fucking awesome, man. It's really great.
My
So-
favorite of the Apple
There you go.
series is For All Mankind.
Show that again, sir.
Yep. So I shared this a few weeks ago. I just started
Yep.
reading it this week. I'm only a couple chapters in, but yeah,
Oh.
it's already, desert planet. They mentioned Imperial troops. They mentioned an emperor. I'm like, wait a minute.
Am I reading
Wait a minute.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, but it's really good stuff, man. I think you're gonna enjoy it.
So 40 pages in, I'm still trying to get my bearings. It's like, I don't
Well-
know who are these people. I don't know what we're doing.
Hey,
Right.
Some of the later books get weird, but yeah.
Oh yeah, they do.
Mhm. Yeah.
But they get cool as fuck at points too. So
And Ariel says Lucas watched Dune and said, "I need a desert planet."
no.
I need all the desert planets.
Star Wars came out before Dune, so
Yeah, but he read what she meant to say was he read the book.
oh okay.
Read the book.
Yeah.
Let's see. I only watched so much of For All Mankind. I thought it was really good. And Eclay says For All Mankind is great too, and Severance. Okay, yeah. I mean, Apple Plus. You can't beat the bang for your buck. What is it? $5, knock something like that.
I don't know. I get it for
It's
free.
nothing.
Because of
There you go.
T-Mobile. So
Yeah.
that's the one
Mhm.
I don't. That's the one service I don't pay for.
It's the cheapest one out there.
Well, and not-
it's
not-
either $5 or $6 a month. It's ridiculous how cheap it is.
Not to delve into sports ball too much, but the Pac-12 is trying to get exclusive rights to the Pac-12 for all their sports and for that conference. And the joke may be on them that there may not be a Pac-12 by the time they get all that the media rights sorted out. So
Oh, I know. I've read
Yeah, a
this.
lot of teams leaving,
Yeah.
including
as a
Colorado,
sports-
I believe. Right? Is it Colorado leaving to go to?
yeah, Colorado's league. But as a sports fan, I don't want like Pac-12 on this streaming service, SEC on that streaming service. I don't want to have to flip
Oh
between
yeah.
streaming
That's-
services to watch.
That's like
sports.
splitting up the NFL and the AFC and the NFC are like on two different channels.
That's what they
They
do.
kind of already
They
are.
do that
They
already.
do it already, but it's not to the point of
They're not on entirely separate platforms.
they're
No.
not. What he's talking about, they're gonna put it maybe on Apple, and you have to pay for Apple. It won't be anywhere else.
Well, there's
You can
certain
watch.
there are certain teams, and
Yeah.
we're not going to go too far into this because this is not a sports show. This is a pop culture show. But
Yeah.
there are certain teams that have a lot of money behind them that have their own networks. The Longhorns, for instance, have their own network where you can watch all their games that they already charge you for.
Notre Dame.
The SEC, as a conference, has their own streaming network that you can pay for and watch all the SEC games on. So that's already being done a little bit there, guys. They really,
Yeah,
it really
like
is.
I said, it wasn't full on yet.
Yeah,
It's going to go down that road further though.
it
Yeah,
is.
there's
It is.
a bunch of greedy motherfuckers.
They're building these
Yeah.
super conferences, and that it's all about money. It's all about the money, boys. and girls.
Not
especially
about the
especially now
fans
that
or
they've got to
anything.
pay the players, right? Yeah, Joe, but you said unless people bring it up, then you would talk about sports. Yes, absolutely. Same rule with Star Wars too. They always bring up Star Wars on me, and I end up talking about that. Okay, that's our lineup for movies this month.
There's
And-
one more.
Oh,
No, there's
okay.
not.
What?
August
yeah.
30th. August
Swear to God,
30th.
if Chris has one more damn recommendation, I swear to
Wait,
God.
Nope,
wait,
this
wait.
isn't Chris. This isn't a recommendation. This is me looking at this movie and going, this is fucking ridiculous. I got to look at this.
Oh, okay. I was fixing to say, why are you bringing this one up? Because I just glazed over it. Hang on a second. Slaughterhouse?
Basically, the premise is a
Is it ever going to come
sorority-
up here?
sorority
this is not
house.
gonna- Okay.
She adopts a sloth as a pet, and the sloth ends up killing people. And
How? Is it on?
Dude,
is it on cocaine? Is this?
You
cocaine
can't get
stuff?
away from a sloth. Come on, people.
Is this like Deadpool on a the
Is it the same
Zamboni
sloth
where
that,
they're like, oh,
is it the same sloth at the DMV in Utopia? Or Zootopia?
that movie cracks me up
It
so
is
much.
great.
I love that movie.
But that's
I
how
don't know,
silly
just-
this is.
Just the
Slaughterhouse.
premise is okay. I've got to watch it now because of the premise. That's the only reason.
God,
Well, a lot of girls like sloths. Believe it or not. I mean, that's a thing.
The only way this sloth
feel
is
like
going to
attack right now,
track
man.
somebody down is if
It's
it's
true.
cocaine sloth. I could buy
Yeah,
that, maybe.
yeah.
You know, I mean, come on, man.
They have,
me a break.
there's a whole unmarked tap, a whole untapped market of cocaine, whatever.
Yeah,
you
for
just,
sure.
that's all you have to do. Like, you will have a
Correct.
cult following if you just name cocaine and then put
Cocaine
insert,
something.
animal hair.
I was doing I did a piece me and my brother's show that I do tomorrow night on headlines, and one of the headlines I said clickbait headlines. I was showing the week in clickbait headlines. They had one where Simon Cowell, if you read the headline, he looked like a rapist. Okay, but if you read it made him look like a rapist, right? But you read in the story, it turns out he's the first guy that went to this girl that got raped during the filming of the show, that they actually became really great friends because he was the first one that said, I'm sorry this happened to you, and really helped her out and stuff. Yeah, but you read the headline, it made it sound like he was messing around with somebody. And the second title was Cocaine Sharks. Talking about sharks eating shit that falls off a fucking drug.
Oh, I
runner's
got
boat.
that.
Yeah.
Iron actually gave me the trailer.
Cocaine sharks. We got
Yeah.
cocaine sharks in the Atlantic. Whatever.
Never said about the rapist. It reminded me of the old SNL sketch with Sean Connery with therapist. I'll take the rapist for 200.
The rapist for 200. Ariel says it'll be like Sharknado, and Parrot says it could be a ground sloth. There you go. Well, there you go. I stand corrected. It could be a ground sloth. Okay, boys and girls, that's what's on this month at the theater. So John, we will not see on the weekends. He'll be at the theater every damn weekend with the Meg and Last Voyage of the Demeter and Blue Beetle. Yeah, he's going to be in the theater a
Slaughterhouse.
lot. Slaughterhouse, he's going to have to go see that now too. So
No, I'm going to wait till it's on streaming, but I'm definitely going to watch it.
All right, we got 15 minutes left. Let's see how many of these things we can get in here.
On Tubi or something.
Right? Yeah,
Because
Tubi or Freebie, right?
Tubi gets all the really Tubi
Or not Tubi.
That's
Tubi
the question.
Tubi gets a lot of the really cool B movies and stuff now.
Yeah, I'll tell you my little movie series that I just adore, and it's one of the worst ever made. It's what's his name? Yule makes them.
Yui Bowl.
Yuli Bowl, yes. The fucking Blood Rain movies, I love them. I just think they're fucking fantastic, and they're horrible movies, man.
I do remember the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I watched. I think I did the marathon and watched them all. Yeah.
Did you watch all of them? Yeah, they're all on Tubi.
Yeah.
They're all on Tubi. Okay, so we've got the top 100. Back to it. The last one we talked about was Rise of Tomb Raider, and you guys were very not high on this one. But the next one up is Batman Arkham City.
That was one of the ones I never played. Like, I always wanted to because I'm always a fan of open world games.
You can't deny the fact that they did really well with this franchise, though.
I heard
a lot of people
about
that
it.
play
I played the first Arkham Asylum, and
Yeah.
it's a pretty fun game. I never beat it, but I got pretty far into it. And then Arkham City is the second one after.
That's just the second one. That should have been up higher.
Yeah. Arkham City's like the open world Arkham.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That should have been up.
I heard nothing but good thing. It was just never something.
Yeah, I've never played the
Like one
series.
out.
Never have. I mean, I like Batman, but I'm more of a Spider-Man guy, so I always bought those games for my superhero games. Next one is Dishonored 2.
I'm okay.
Has anybody played the Dishonored franchise?
Yes, I'm okay with that.
I see it all the time on speed running.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's a heavily sped run game.
Yeah.
What's this one about?
It's about it's like an assassin who gets
And
I
it's
can't remember if the first
awesome.
or second one if he gets framed and
The
you know,
first
he's
one's where he
Dishonored.
gets framed. The second one is where their daughter, or something, and him. You can either play as the girl or the daughter too.
Mhm.
So
Ariel says the last Arkham game I thought didn't do too well. Okay. And Low Spec says, I like playing Rise of Tomb Raider, but Christ, they gave Laura a butterface in that one. That's exactly what these guys told me the last time we got
it
into
was
this.
so bad.
That's
Well,
exactly
And then
what they
Dishonored,
did.
they covered her all up too.
Mhm.
Dishonored 2 takes place obviously after Dishonored 1. It's their connected stories.
Mhm.
And you can
Bit of a
play
steampunk
either
too, right?
it's this steampunk assassin world basically.
Okay.
So there's
And
stealth and yeah.
well,
Okay.
it's they've got special abilities, so I mean it's
Yeah, what they're him and her have two
Yeah.
totally different abilities.
it's a father and daughter that you've got a choice to play between.
yeah.
Basically, if you the father gets framed for a murder,
Mhm.
Where you going there, Joe?
Joe,
Oh,
Joe,
I'm
you
trying
don't
to
wanna
We
check-
show
following,
that.
we following along with you?
Yeah.
Where are we
Nah.
going? Lead
Yeah.
the
I
way,
should,
Joe.
I should have flipped that back.
We're going on a
Um,
trip.
No. I was
but
trying
yeah,
to
it's
check my stuff out here. Sorry about that.
I don't think Joe will like it because it's a lot of stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I don't.
it
Even,
is a
fun game.
That's what got me off of it too. I tried the first one. And I don't like
Just
stealth.
not a
Oh,
fan of
I
stealth
went
games
all the way
myself.
through the first one. The second one is like,
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going through Cyberpunk, and it wants me to do stealth stuff, and I'm just like, man, I just want to slice people up.
Right? I just want to kill motherfuckers. What's the problem? I can't just
If I kill everybody and nobody's there to report me, it's still stealth.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they-
so
that's what
I'm
they-
not gonna be
that's
able
what
to
they
check
teach you in
that
Red
out.
Dead.
Looks like.
I mean,
All right. The next one we got here, fellers, is The Witness. I don't know what this is all about here.
Maybe
I
Harrison
haven't played
Ford.
that one.
Right? Harrison Ford and what was that girl's name that was in
Kelly
like two
McGillis.
movies and we never saw him again? Yeah, Kelly McGillis. She's
This one's like-
Top Gun girl. Yeah.
this one's like I think
It's
this
a
one's
puzzle
like
game.
yeah, it's Myth. It's Myth. The
yeah,
old
I
PC game
didn't
Myth.
play this one.
Or Mist, whatever it is.
Missed, yeah.
Oh,
It's
Mist,
a puzzle
yeah,
game?
Yeah, it's just you're on an island, and you're solving puzzles.
the Mist
So-
is such a boring game.
Yeah.
It's
no thanks.
I'm sure there's a challenge in it for.
Oh, you would
intellectual-
like it, Joe. It's just puzzles. That's all it is.
Ugh. Ugh. 58 Journey.
Journey. I mean, it's one of those games that they like to show off at game conventions to show how much they love indie games when no one. Really
Yeah, and it's boring
And-
too.
and it's literally you just like moving around in a poetic, seamless movement. And
Yeah.
you know you're
It's artsy fartsy. That's all you need.
Yeah.
They
it's-
only show it for the artsy fartsy crowd. That's all.
Okay.
they get.
there's no real story. It's
Yeah.
it's just about pretty scenes and just flying around and turning your brain off and just kind of like
It's
flying
a way
around.
to show the fucking consoles and stuff.
If you were an acid, you'd probably like really
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like it's just
Whoa.
yeah.
I need hallucinogens to enjoy it. Yikes.
You
to get
do.
the full to
Okay.
get the full out of it. Yeah,
Get the full
pretty much,
effect.
yeah.
Okay, next up we got number 57 is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
So this one was definitely my favorite. I've played most of the Uncharted stuff, and yeah, number 2 was definitely my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's a
I
great
mean, this is Naughty Dog, so we know it's probably a great visual game. They spare no expense when it comes to that when they make a game.
It's a
Gameplay's
lot
cool.
of fun because it's a lot of fun because you know you're going on a treasure hunt, so
Mhm.
it's just cool that way. The problem with the Uncharted games is that they fall into this rhythm of action scene, story scene, puzzle scene, action scene, story scene, puzzle scene, and just like in
Rinse,
Last
repeat?
of Us- yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally the same things over and over and over again. And just like in like Last of Us, it
Mhm.
sucks as this is in video games, but you know when you walk into like a back alley and there's stuff knocked over that you're about to get into a gunfight.
Yeah.
And that's every battle scene in Uncharted. You know when
Mhm.
you're getting into a gunfight.
Yeah,
You literally have a box. If you had like Minecraft, it would be a box right there, put together, and then you'd have like an opening and like you could
Right.
tell exactly when you're going to
They
get into
did
a
that in
gunfight.
Tomb Raider too. The
Mhm.
new
So
reboots where they had
it's
all
unfortunate
that.
that games suck
Mhm.
at creating that environment where they wanted to make it's basically like a paintball field where
Mhm.
you're getting into a firefight. So
Yep. Okay. Let's see. The next one is. Let's see what we got.
that's a great game. It's a good game.
Yeah, Uncharted. You can't deny the numbers. It gets to say it. Overwatch is at number 56. Now
I don't
this
know.
I'll never play, and this is. I tell you what I hate about this one. I really dig the characters that are in it, but you never see them because it's a first-person shooter game. So what's the point? I don't get how you make these cool-looking
This
characters.
is the only
and you never see
first-person
'em.
shooter I actually play,
Mm-hmm.
and I very rarely play it.
Yeah. Well, it did really. They've made 2 of these, right?
I'm just not a fan of MOBAs, so it's just
Overwatch sucks.
This isn't a MOBA. This is
It's
a shooter.
it's a MOBA with shooting aspects. You're going with a team to take over checkpoints. That's a MOBA.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
is or sometimes you're playing protect the car,
Mhm.
but it's basically a MOBA.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's all PvP. There's no storyline, so
It's a popular game, though. A lot of people play it.
Overwatch 2 replaced Overwatch 1 completely. You
Yeah,
can't
and
play
it's
Overwatch
worse
1.
than the first one. So.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Apex Legends.
I don't know how this is on the list. None of these
Yeah, I don't.
should not be on the list. These are
That
not.
shouldn't be on the list.
They're not
Yeah.
story games. They have nothing. They don't provide anything new to the video game genre. Not
Mhm.
really. So I don't understand.
Well, Fortnite was on this list too.
Now
So,
Fortnite,
and it
have a
was way
story.
down too. What was it in the 70s, something like that?
Fortnite should have
Whoa.
been above Apex, like because I wouldn't say Fortnite itself changed it because it was more. What's the one on PC? PUBG. PUBG was
Yeah.
one that became really popular. It wasn't the first, but it was definitely the one that was the most popular. And Fortnite
Right.
took that aspect
Yeah.
and then made it free. So
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was free and it was on console. It was the first one on console. PUBG wasn't on console, so you made it free. You made it on console. And Fortnite was weird because it wasn't even the first iteration of the game. It was
Yeah.
it was a zombie defender game,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is kind of crazy. So that one you had to buy.
And then there is an actual story to Fortnite. There is because I've been
Well,
playing
not
it.
anymore, but there was.
Well, actually, there is a story.
Now
to
they
it.
just take different cameos and just put it in there.
No, there's an actual story. No,
There's
I'm
not
kidding.
a story.
Yes, there is.
There's no
an actual.
story.
Every
There's-
season, you have a story throughout
It's-
all the
it's
seasons.
not really a
and
story.
Anyway, so what's
together.
after Apex Legends?
Apex Legends. Next is Hollow Knight. Now,
That's a good indie
this one
game.
right here is interesting to me because my when my daughter was with her husband that she's recently got divorced from, they were big fans of this game. I actually got him some Hollow Knight stuff for Christmas one year. This is just a little elf type dude. It's a black and white game. It's nothing spectacular, but it's very popular.
Is that one 2D?
Yeah,
Is that
it
one
is.
of those 2D
It's
side
scrolling
scroller?
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a Metroidvania.
I've never been a fan of those.
but yeah, very popular. Very popular. What is this, Errol? What are you talking about, Joe? You see them all the time on Pornhub.
she's got a real affliction about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're hot characters. I'd love to see them. You never see them in the game. You never see them. It's ridiculous. Next up is Ms. Pac-Man, the game I played with Eddie Van Halen,
Pornhub.
drinking beers all night. What's up?
Ariel might need to change her screen name to like Frisky Ballet. I mean,
Frisky Ballet instead of Ariel, right? If you don't know what Ms. Pac-Man is, you've never played a video game before in your life.
Yeah.
This was the second edition of Pac-Man, and pretty damn popular shit.
With fact, and I think I've told this before. I think when we first started the list, I think it was Driver that had Pong as the loading screen.
Yep.
Or Test Drive. It was Test Drive.
Yeah.
And it had. I don't know why they don't put some of these games in as loading screens.
Yeah, some games do that. They'll have
I think there should be more of that. where you
little
just-
versions of
Yeah.
older games that you can play while it's loading. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Of course,
before.
load times are getting smaller and smaller these days, but still.
Right.
There's some games that actually, like, if they've made a game previously, they'll put that as like an arcade machine. You can go actually play their old game.
Oh,
You can play
Yeah.
a game within a game. So
Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right, the next one is Counter-Strike 1.6. What?
I don't know. what the
1.6?
I'm guessing that's just like
these
the iteration of it.
nuts too. I'm just like, this is more bullshit.
No.
Well,
Counter-Strike
Counter-Strike, on the other hand, that really blew up the professional game players.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's where the teams came in, and they went to tournaments and made just a buttload of. And now you see like some of the bigger teams like FaZe, they've made a ton of money at these tournaments, and then most of them are just like resting on their laurels now, just streaming random
Right.
games. Like who's the Shroud?
Mhm.
I think Shroud was one of those kind of guys who was really big in Counter-Strike, and now he just kind of plays whatever the hell he wants, kind of deal.
Yeah,
Counter-Strike had a big impact in gaming in general.
But Counter-Strike has no story. It's just shooting.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, I'm going to get in there and shoot. Bullshit. Just what Left 4 Dead is.
Left 4 Dead 2. What is this?
It's
Oh man, Left 4 Dead 2 is got to be one of the funnest games you play with a group of people, and you're just basically trying to survive through hordes of zombies.
it's just basically
and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
You're just trying to make it. You start in you start in a building and like we got to get to the helipad. This is like for those. And Left 4 Dead was big when Walking Dead was at its highest point. Like Left 4 Dead was the game to play. Because you're dealing with zombies and running through towns of zombies and fast zombies that have long tongues that they shoot out and they grab you and you got to save your guy. I need help. Like one of them's like flailing and you got to go save them. And if you broke away from your group, you're screwed. There'd be one ad that you can't take off by yourself. That you have to be with a group to get rid of them.
Wow.
And you just have to make it from one place to the other. And then there'd be like safe rooms where you could actually close the door on your teammates and be like the only one that survives.
Oh no! Oh, knock! I could see you doing that to everybody. Holy
I would
shit.
do that to you, Joe.
Now they would
Yikes.
respawn if you beat the level, but you could do that where you could like click. There's safe rooms that you just and it has like stuff where you can like get med kits and get ammo and stuff like that and Left 4 Dead 2. I think the latest iteration of that. What was the latest iteration of that they can? It's a different name now. It wasn't as big. It only came out like a year or two ago. Not very long, but same kind of
Dead Island.
No, not
Dead
Dead by
Island
Daylight?
had a story and
It's
everything.
not Dead Island.
No.
Yeah, Dead Island is way different than Left 4
Dead
Dead.
by
Yeah,
Daylight?
Dead Island had
No,
a
Dead by
purpose.
Daylight's it's
Days
definitely
Gone?
nothing like it. No, it's shit. I gotta look it up. Continue.
My
No.
problem with this list, Joe, is they're
Yeah.
putting a lot of bullshit in here that really doesn't need to be in.
They're just filling up space.
That's all
that's
they're
the deal.
like.
Yeah.
It's just they have. I considered Zelda, Mario, all this other shit that fucking Knights
Well, those
of
will probably be in
Republic,
the last half
Well,
of the list.
you know.
We're at the 2 more hour mark,
I
and
know.
we've done
Back
the
for
top
Blood
50.
is what it's called. Back for Blood is what it's called.
Back
Yeah,
for blood.
and all
Okay.
it was just to shoot 'em up where I played it.
Yeah.
Because a
Well-
bunch of my friends wanted to play it, and I was just like, okay.
Well,
Has a better story than Fortnite.
just because I dig her, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time because I just closed out my windows and there's something really nice on my screen now. Very, very nice, very nice. I've got my stuff on slideshow, and that's just what happened to show up right here. That's when she was on that show called, I think it was called The Client. Is that the one where she's the masseuse?
She was in it.
Oh yeah, that's my girl,
yeah.
Jennifer Love
She's in the wrong spot then. I don't understand.
Oh
she
man,
masseuse or-
maybe you don't understand. He's putting his clothes back on now. See, okay, maybe you don't get it. Dan.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I will say
Yeah.
this. She was a little she was
Hang
a
on,
little
Low
freaked
Spec
out.
says Counter Strike had a big influence on multiplayer
That's
gaming.
what I was saying. Yeah.
And Parrot Head says Left 4 Dead 2. Yes.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Matt? I'm sorry.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, she was a little creeped out when I went up to her and said, "I know what you did last summer."
No,
And I was like, "Oh, I'm just talking about the movie. I'm
just talking about the
just talking
movie.
about the movie."
Can I get your autograph?
No,
I think my favorite show with her in it movie was the Tuxedo.
Yeah,
Jackie
Tuxedo
Chan.
was.
That's
Yeah.
always that's one of my favorite movies.
It's some good cheese. It's some good
I've,
cheese with Jackie Chan. You know.
I've never met her, but I did spend a week working in her hometown, and they had like a little business that had where a photo she had signed for him
Yeah.
on display. So
Very cool,
that
man.
was nice.
Very
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Was that when
All
she
right,
was
boys
the
and girls.
waitress?
My desktops are Mandalorian season 2 with IG-11 and Cardoon.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know
And-
mine. Mine's been the same since my
Butthead.
nieces and
And
nephews.
my
Yeah.
other one. Now these
My
rotate.
face.
I do the same thing. I do the wallpaper shuffle too.
Mhm.
And on my other screen is the cast of the D&D cartoon.
Okay, there you go. All right, boys and girls, we have reached that time where we're going to say goodnight. Let's go around the horn, see what everybody's doing, starting with Matt. Tell them where they can find you, buddy.
You can find me.
And
here
we
at-
all know that the NFC champs in the South are going to be the New Orleans Saints. We know that.
That's what we're looking at for now. You know, things
Yeah.
can change.
Things can change.
They haven't kicked off.
I don't know. Did you know that Bryce Young did DoorDash when he was in college? So now the Panthers are going to win. So
I didn't know that.
that's what I took from it.
You know, with NIL, he didn't need to do that.
Well, this is before he became. This was when the other quarterbacks were still there.
I
His
guess
freshman year. Yeah.
when Joe's favorite quarterback Mac Jones was still there.
Right.
That's right.
Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, you can catch me here. Every Wednesday 5:30. Occasionally on Jed's MF Roadhouse Friday nights, and as Knock alluded to with the NFL beginning coming up here in a few weeks, we'll have the pregame party.
Yes,
Sunday mornings.
sir. Yes, sir. Good to see you, Matt. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you. And by the way, I'll give you a little detail about that NFL stuff. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch the Hall of Fame pregame thing, man. That was a lot of fun. We had a good show that day. What did we go, 2.5
watch
hours?
the Hall of Fame game tomorrow.
Yeah, and watch the Hall of Fame game tomorrow night. That's
I'll
right.
catch like a part of it, and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, I doubt Aaron Rodgers is even going to hit the field at all. But anyway, John, tell him what's up with you, brother.
Well, I really hate this self promotion stuff, but I'm on Pop Culture Minefield tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central. We're doing morning coffee with Keith, and we're doing for their 5th anniversary. We're doing the top 5 stories in pop culture for the last 5 years.
Okay, cool.
So, we're all coming up with our own list of the top stories. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Tuesdays, you can usually catch me streaming on my channel at Real Das Wolfman. Tuesdays at 4 Central. Next one's just a random one, but in 2 weeks, the third part of my Godzilla retrospective for the Showa era will happen.
Cool.
And already got it scheduled and ready to go. So.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you. Knock, tell them what's going on with you, man.
Well, I love self-promoting, so I'm usually here.
Watch it, man. I'll tell everybody what your stuff is. Okay, you gotta watch it.
No, so I'm usually here on Wednesdays, and like Matt said, we're going to be doing the weekly, the NFL every Sunday, 11 p.m. Eastern, the real time. And then I do have. There are some plans in motion to build myself a computer, and it's one that could stream. So there's a chance that I might start doing something.
Oh, very cool, man. I think you'd be good at it, dude. I mean, when Culture Casino comes on the show and says you got a great voice, hey, that's something, dude. He really knows this stuff. He's been doing it a long time. Thanks for coming, man. And yeah, we're really looking forward to bringing you the pregame this year. We had fun doing it last year, and we're going to start that up the Sunday morning before the fucking Chiefs versus the fucking Lions. I still can't believe that's the opener.
I still, I still ponder about the one a few years back when Peyton Manning came back with the Broncos, and
Right.
the Ravens were coming off a playoff game. No, it was the second year Manning was back. This was after we had that horrible loss in the playoffs with that huge bomb to, what's his face, and the Ravens had to play on the road in Denver, even though they were the Super Bowl champs.
Made no sense
because the Baltimore Orioles wanted to play at home. I
Yes.
was like, that made absolutely no sense to me, and it was like some regular season game for the baseball team. I was like, how are you gonna? How is a baseball?
That
team?
shit used to happen to the Raiders all the time when they were in L.A. and shared a baseball stadium with the Dodgers. Half the season they had to play on a baseball field, and it really messed up the opposing team because they were running on sand in half the field. It was ridiculous, man. They had a home field advantage then when they played in Dodger Stadium.
I always think back to that though whenever I think of that. Weird first games. Like that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, brother. I appreciate you. Jed, let them know what's going on with you, man.
And I'm trying to. For on Thursdays, I want to do it. It's just sometimes it's
just do it.
Yeah. So Richard even goes. He goes. Yeah. We haven't been able to like nail anything down with him and stuff.
The Thursday show,
the Thursday show. It's in limbo for right now. Okay. It will come back at some point, but it's in limbo. But then we have the MFer, which I do not know what I'm going to do again for this week. So,
but we do know, however, we do know that you are probably going to do the Rumble experiment. Am I?
Oh yes.
Talking out of school here?
Yeah. This week I'm going to do a Rumble experiment. We're at, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half in or so. Mm-hmm. We're gonna stop and complete the Rumble so we can speak a little bit more freely because, YouTube doesn't like it when you actually tell the truth and actually speak freely on things. So,
But Jed, you have no one on your channel that would say anything controversial. So
no. I would never have anybody on a Friday night. So yeah. Yeah, and then I'm going to be on Wookiee. I'm on Wookiees on Sundays. We're going to be doing, like, comic book stuff over there, with heroes and shit this week. And
Wookie's one of the guys that I noticed he's worried about this lack of content that we're going to get with this strike and stuff. I heard him on his show. He's like,
no, there is going to be no lack of content. We have, like, 100 years worth of content.
That's it.
Indie sphere could become more prominent.
Yeah.
In all forms.
Hey, like I said, I'm going to start highlighting some stuff that I dig. That's for sure. 70s has been knocking out of the park doing that since he's been started streaming. So,
and then if you guys haven't seen it, they have those viral TikTok videos of them acting like NPCs. That's such great content.
Good God Almighty!
Oh man, you check those out. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic content.
I forgot something because I'm so good at self promotion. I'm actually going to be on Deleted Scenes The Other Side of Midnight this weekend, which obviously starts at midnight.
Very cool.
I'm the guest on his show, so
very cool.
I'd forgotten about it, so
nice.
Yeah. Knock. I got one thing to tell you, man.
Room's starting to spin real fast because of gayness.
Talk about that NPC things.
Have you guys John? Have you guys seen those videos?
I say.
Were they?
Jed, I know you have.
Yeah, a lot of money.
I don't even need to ask you, Jed. I already know.
We showed it.
You did like a whole hour's version of it. I don't even have to know that you did, but I know that you did. You already know that you did a special on it.
Yeah, see,
they tear them down on Friday nights.
Okay, for every motherfucker was sending me shit for the MFer, and I got sent that shit like 50 times.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you're like, I'm scared for the future. Like
his favorite thing to do, other than that, would probably be hot tub streams on Twitch. Checking those out. So all right. Listen, thanks for coming, Jed. Are you going to be around tonight for the?
Oh yeah. It's KOTOR.
Cool.
Fucking
it's on. All right. Well, listen, thanks all of you for being here, man. I have a ball hanging out with you guys. I'm going to let you know what's going on with the channel, guys. Of course, you know you're watching State of the Atmosphere, the show where we talk about pop culture stuff. We do it every Wednesday evening at 5:30 for a couple hours Central Time. And then tonight at 10 p.m. Central, you can watch me screw up Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I'm actually going to go out in the open world and try and fight some shit tonight.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, folks.
Yeah, it should be fun. And that's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Starts at 10 p.m. and bring your alcohol. It's all about video games, cocktails, and fails. 10 p.m. Central Time. We do that show on Wednesdays. It's always the walkthrough of Star Wars, but on Tuesdays it's different stuff. And this week I'm going to do DC Universe Online because I haven't done it in a few weeks and I need to get back into it.
What were you playing last night, Joe? I woke up randomly. You're doing something by
Fable.
a
I was playing Fable.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And then Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Central Time, the Brothers Hack the Matrix, my brother Highlander and I get together and show you the headlines of the week and pull back the curtain on the matrix of those headlines to tell you what's really going on. Brothers Hack the Matrix every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central. And then, of course, on Saturday, you can watch me work on my comic book, Sketching the Privateer, every Saturday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And by the way, if you guys ordered item number 2, it's on its way. I've already seen tweets of people receiving theirs already, and he just started sending them out yesterday. So be looking forward to that. And then Monday, we're doing I will definitely be there for this one. We're doing one of my favorite movies, The Last Samurai, one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. I think it's fantastic. And that's on Morning Coffee with Gary, Military Monday, The Last Samurai. And that's at 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday morning. And it's brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Radio. And that afternoon at 4 p.m. Central, it's going to be a meeting of the Cult Comedy Crew on That 70s Rock Fans channel. I believe John usually shows up for that, don't you?
Yeah, I'll be there.
This time it's going to be SCTV, Second City Television, those guys from Canada. And if you look really close, you'll see John Candy. You'll see Bob and Doug McKenzie. These are some really talented comedians, and they did some great stuff. We're going to talk all about it at 4 p.m. Monday afternoon. And that is it, boys and girls. And don't forget to tune in on Rumble. Give us a follow over there.
Yeah.
Give us a subscribe here, and
me and Joe are gonna try to start doing more things for Rumble, like maybe some Rumble exclusives, because this next year, and it's coming up, we're not gonna be able to
look. We've seen too many guys get whacked off of YouTube just for discussing the wrong thing at the wrong time, because you know how it is. They're going to change their terms of service coming up to the election like they did last time. So we got to have a place to fall back to. So definitely go over to Rumble, give us a follow over there. And I want to thank you guys for being here, and please comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff, because it really helps out the algorithm, gets the word out for us. And tune in next week. We'll be here again talking about pop culture stuff. Don't know what it'll be, but we'll definitely be doing stuff about movies and stuff we dig. So until we see you guys again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. All righty.
I'm thinking of a Jimi Hendrix song.
Oh man, all along the watchtower